Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sledge Crew and Elite Dangerous role-playing game. We are back once again for some more Sledge Crew fun. Well, let's go around the circle and introduce everybody. So I think I normally start with Boris, so this time I'm going to start with Apple. Go ahead.
Oh my God! I'm not prepared. What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God! Who am I? I'm Wanky Doodle D. An ex-Mafia-esque kind of sledge wielding maniac is really the only way to describe my unhinged character.
That wasn't the original plan for the character. It happened in the first session.
Somehow we just got on to talking about a sledgehammer, and I enjoyed it so much.
And it's now the name of the crew.
Apparently.
Do you remember off the top of your head, because I'm going to throw you on the spot, what your motivation is?
Yes, I do actually. So my motivation is it's essentially never to back down from a fight. That's like the coward's way out in my character's head.
Yeah.
So, I believe I've stuck true to that.
Yeah. Your driving thought whenever you're like not sure what to do, you fall back on your conviction. All right, and then we will head over and Spidey, go ahead.
Oh wow, second place. I am playing as Steve Ronnie Rocketman Careers the third. I had to look up that last part. But Ronnie Rocketman to his friends. Trained doctor, hacker, mercenary extraordinaire. Kind of goal out there is to get what needs to be done with about as little collateral damage as possible.
Yeah, it was what, do some harm?
Yep. His take on the Hippocratic Oath.
Only do some harm instead of do no harm. It was like, some. Take it and leave it. All right, Lyric.
All right, I am playing Lotta Consuelo, and I am just out here making credits. Don't care how, don't care why, just getting credits.
Yeah. Yes, somebody to make sure that the party always has some money, which is good.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Boris.
So I'm Herbie Goodvunk. I am a former radio host, and before that, we discovered last time sort of mechanic, engineer sort of person. Did something with ships. The reason why I'm not a radio host anymore is because of the annexation of my home world by the Federation. So, unlike Lotta, I do care where the money comes from, because in the end, that's what I'm trying to do, is to free everything from corporate subjugation. But mostly, I'm just trying to make ends meet.
Yeah. Survive first. Once you're thriving, take down the corpos.
We'll see if I can still maintain that thought as I get rich.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe this will be a story of all of that unwinding.
Yes. How you start the game, what your convictions are in the beginning, can definitely evolve and change over time, based on actions and events that happen to your characters, right? All right, so so let's do a quick recap. So previously on the Sledge Crew, so the Sledge Crew took some much needed rest. Well, before you did that, actually, you guys were able to wrap up your final job with Conrad Maddox. You guys wrapped that up, got your final pay for that, and then he offered you a new job, which we'll get into in a moment. But you had some time to kind of like take it easy, do some side jobs, earn a little bit extra cash, but also kind of like deal with some of your personal side projects, as well as working on stuff to get the next job going. So a couple of weeks have passed, and each member of the crew took some time to work on their personal projects. Herbie worked on his gambling skills with Wanky, and while doing a bit of trading, started making contact with citizens of federal systems that are unhappy with the current power structure. So starting to make inlays and meet some people towards that, breaking the chains of corporate subjugation. Then we had, if I can find my place, then we had Lotta started working on her sleight of hand skills with one Leslie Irving, a skilled agent provided by her mother and the family business. We also had Ronnie reaching out to Four, and together learned that the robot that they saw on the security monitors at Norusso's business is actually a highly classified military machine known as a Death Spider, used by Black Ops teams in both the Federal and Imperial Navy. Wanky hired Jarvis Pike, an old contact of Herbie's, that is now an accomplished engineer, and he has been hired to construct a retractable sledgehammer. That's
Good. I had a minor
moment.
panic attack. I forgot that happened. I thought I'd hired somebody to kill somebody or something, and I was just like, okay, good. It's not for something terrible.
The crew then turned their focus to the upcoming job from Conrad Maddox to install a small device inside of a system navigation beacon. Their system, the Savvy system, where Conrad lives, and this is your guys' home system. After learning the patterns of both the system security and trade routes, they hired a local pirate group, which I have christened the Crimson Raiders. We didn't come up with a name last time, but I decided to call them the Crimson Raiders, whose job it is basically to cause a distraction and hopefully pull away the security team that is patrolling the navigation beacon when the time is for you guys to do your little deed on the navigation beacon. So we pick up. There's going to be we'll talk a little bit about like last minute stuff that you guys wanted to do during your downtime, because I think we kind of like ended with you not being completely sure if you'd done all the research that you wanted. So we'll start with that. But once we've gone through that, we'll pick up you guys waking up the morning of Monday, the 16th of January, 3302. And today is the planned day to hack the nav beacon. Your distraction will be going off today by the Crimson Raiders at 1:30 in the afternoon. So you guys tell me when you wake up, and you have basically from that point until about 1:30, and you know that that's when your distraction will start. So you have a little bit of time, the morning basically, to set things up. And also, was there anything that you guys wanted to do around the research side of things before we kick things off?
I do have written down to research the interior of the nav beacon.
Right.
Did we end up contacting Deborah, Zane? I think Ronnie.
You did not. That was a contact. Yeah, that was definitely that was somebody that was provided to you guys, and I believe the little bit of looking into it that you have done so far was, Ronnie, you took a look at the information, and it seems similar in a lot of ways to how you contact Four, right? So this person definitely has done their due diligence in trying to make sure that when you communicate with this person, that it's very anonymous in nature. You were also recommended not to mention that Conrad gave you the name.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Hang on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I had it written down, so I thought I'd say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were given the contact card basically to open communications with this person.
Okay. So, what are our options for this morning? Is it literally anything we want to do, or do we need to start getting ready?
Well, basically, I'm giving you the opportunity if you want to have done a little bit of extra research before we kick off the morning.
Okay, I'm
right?
having a lion.
Okay.
Fuck, screw that.
Does that get him any bonuses? Like,
Yeah, do I
he's
get like
extra sharp?
sleep bonus? Yeah.
Well rested.
Depends on
Well
the
rested.
depends on the person.
Yeah.
You know, some people
I
when
had
they sleep in too much, they get
fantastic
drowsy.
sleep. No. What? Never. No, it's fantastic after a long night of sleep.
No, when do we normally wake up? 7:06. That's what I'm going to decide. That's when the team
Do you set
wakes
an
up.
alarm for 7:06?
Yeah, well, this team does.
You're a monster. We are monsters. Why 06? Why not 05?
It's,
Or
7.
it's too late.
Understandable.
But you can sleep in. 'Cause you
Okay, yeah.
put in the hard
I'll
yards
sleep into
getting,
7:07.
yeah, working out how to
Oh, 707.
get that sledgehammer made. Really took it out of you.
I've just been dreaming about it, really, ever since. In real life.
Well, I'm
Oh,
going
I
to get up
imagine so.
right on 7:06. That's the
That's when your alarm's set.
yeah.
Well, so you're one of those people where the alarm goes off and you actually like get up?
Yeah, like sometimes without even really waking up properly. Just spring straight up. Hope there's nothing in the way.
Beautiful.
And then
Right.
we're just going to get set for the day. I've kind of hoped that the rest of the team have done what they needed to do for this one, because I didn't do anything. Just worked on my own personal projects. As did you.
Yep.
So let's just hope the other two have done something for this. Otherwise, we're just going in.
Well, you guys did all work together to, like, you did a bunch of research together, and you did get the pirate gang
Wait.
and like all of that stuff sorted, right?
Anubis,
But yeah, like, yep.
do I have my sledgehammer, or has he got it to be working on it?
Oh no. He's making like part of the cost is like, getting the materials he needs to build it. He's
Okay.
not going to be building it out of an existing sledgehammer. No. So you've still got your sledgehammer. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, this is going to be, very custom. Like he's making molds and pouring foundry, like doing the whole foundry
Wow.
thing where he's like actually casting things. And yeah. This is a full on like
Fantastic. Okay,
full on
okay,
deal.
yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I had a temporary sledgehammer in the meantime, because I didn't want to be without. Just in
No, you
case
still have
anybody
your
needed
You
to
still
be
have
sledged.
your honorary inaugural sledgehammer.
You should get like a mini sledge just in case.
Yeah, like a pocket sledge.
Yeah.
A hammer?
No, a pocket sledge. Very different.
Like a mason's hammer.
Yes.
They
yes.
make
So
mini
Mason's hammer.
sledgehammers. They're called mini sledges.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not surprised.
They're like a hand and a half sledgehammer. Oh, he's Googling it.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they do. Sorry, I was
Oh,
getting
my
distracted on
goodness.
Amazon looking at mini sledgehammers.
Oh no.
Mini sledgehammers.
Space Amazon, sorry.
Yeah. If you want, like, you've had 2 weeks to do stuff. So Apple, if you wanted a mini sledgehammer, take
Yes.
5 credits out of your
Okay.
account and you have a mini sledgehammer.
Okay. Right,
And
I bought
I'll
myself a
figure
mini
out
sledgehammer.
what the damage of that thing is later on if you end up actually using it on something.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
FYI, obviously the full-on
could-
proper sledgehammer will do more damage than the
Yeah.
mini one. I'll just say
But
now.
I could buy
But-
loads and have them in like a utility boat and make them throwing mini sledgehammers.
Throwing hammers.
Sorry, I'm derailing with Sledge once again.
I mean, any sledgehammer you're brave enough to throw is a throwing sledgehammer.
That's
Yeah.
true. Just carrying
Yeah.
like 4 on my back and like utility belt of them.
You make like a potato gun that shoots sledgehammers.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
So a cannon?
Just the heads.
Yeah.
Just,
A cannon.
just
yeah.
the heads
a,
of the
a sledge
sledgehammers,
cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay, maybe
Sorry, I've got a
maybe
really,
less sledge-related
really-
activity.
really important
Yeah.
roleplay question.
Oh,
Is there
Yeah.
a
Oh no.
dangerous Amazon? Is there an equivalent?
Space Amazon.
Space
So-
Amazon?
so it's
Yeah,
just Space
we've-
Amazon?
I guess that's what we decided. Like everything is just space,
The same,
whatever.
but space.
Is, or at least,
Owned by
yeah.
Space Bozos.
Yeah, that's
Space Bozos.
Jeff Bezos.
Sprocket. It runs the Sprocket factory.
I think that might be my like final end goal is to take down Space Mozos.
He does kind of, that name does sound like
that's
a final
amazing.
boss name.
And he looks like a Bond
Space
villain.
poses.
Yeah.
You know, with his shiny, polished head.
Yep. You're not wrong.
Don't trust bald people. I'm sorry if you're bald. But all bald people.
They're all
are
villains. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. As are all British people.
As are all British people. Okay.
Apparently Bernie's
I
called.
think Bernie heard that. Yeah, apparently.
What a
Good news.
oh, okay. It's just secondhand
Oh.
anger because of
Yeah.
the card.
Oh,
All right, I'm ready to do some actual.
Oh, yeah,
Stuff
yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 7:08. I've done my morning routine.
Okay.
checking up on Space Bozo.
Yeah.
Or Space Bozo.
Perfect.
What has Space Bozo done today? All right.
Then I put on my belt,
Bozo news.
and then over top of that, my tactical dressing gown, and step outside the ship.
Tactical. I forgot about the tactical dressing round. All right. But yes, so like you guys are getting up this morning, you're ready to go, but I am giving you an opportunity if you want. If not, you don't need to take it. Where in the last 2 weeks, you would have had a chance to like have done a little bit more research about your job. But if you're good to go, then you're good to go.
I would like to research the nav beacon a bit more inside of it. How do we get into it?
Right. So actually, if you're on Roll20, I
Yes.
did actually post a new handout
Nav beacon.
called Nav Beacon, which you will see is the schematic of the outside of a nav beacon. Yeah. If you zoom in on that too, you should be able. If you click the middle, and then that should zoom in, make it bigger. There you go. But yeah, so there's a nav beacon, and you can see kind of like the little person, so you can kind of get an idea of scale, right, about how big this thing is. And it's basically showing you kind of like the basic makeup of it. You would know that there is a like on the outside, right? Like you were told before. I think it was Apple or sorry, Wanky that had some knowledge about these things. He was given a little bit of insider knowledge because he was on the path to becoming an actual like governor on the planet before he was run off the planet.
Oh my god, imagine it.
Yeah. So he had a little bit of information about the fact that these things do have an interior. You knew that obviously because you had to get the thing inside of it, but that there would be a door, like a hatch basically on the outside to access the inside of these things, but you don't know much about the insides of them. That was where maybe reaching out and talking to Deborah Zane, the information broker that you guys were given contact information for, this person might be able to kind of like help you, give you a bit more information about the internals of one of these things. At least that was the hope. Other than that, you don't have any other leads, but you're free to try whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anywhere any more knowledge than that, and I don't care to find out anymore. I'm so lazy that like I'm just still in bed.
So
Yeah, well, it's 7:06, not quite 7:07 yet. So
Okay, yeah. As soon as that top says it, then I'm up.
what happens if we were to like shoot one, just out of curiosity? Like, is there any sort of alarm system?
you would be fairly sure that, yeah, like if you were to attack one, that the appropriate authorities would be notified.
So we just need to know: have we been given I've forgotten. Have we been given the information to get in the door, or is that part of the?
All you've
problem?
been told is that you need to get the device inside, and this is kind of like the basic information that Conrad was able to give you, is like the basic specs of these things, and that there is a door. You do know that you know, like people with the proper authorization, right, would just enter in the authorization code or use the key card, right, to get in. But if you don't have that, then you would need to hack your way into the door. Obviously, trying to do so in a way that you don't trip any alarms, right? Because there might be like unauthorized access through the hatch door would probably trigger an alarm as well. You would know that.
All right. So should we go talk to this? We'll try and talk to this Deborah Zane. See if she can help us get into it.
Yeah. Either that or we need to go, unless I mean, obviously we should be using the Ronnie's hacking skills to get in. We could also try and find
Someone with a key card or something like that.
and then sledge them and take the card.
Yeah.
But we should probably go to we're going to go as a team?
Yeah, I think so. She might know how to get a key card. Know someone. I don't know.
Okay.
Right.
We'll go there first before we start sledging.
Well,
we've
so
got a
the
contact
contact
her.
information that you've been given, like, isn't, like, it isn't like an address, right? It's like a physical address. It's a communicate over Galnet through secure means type of chat type thing. Yep.
Let's do that.
Who is doing that?
Well, Ronnie had the information.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I've woken up with nothing to do, so as long as you've told me this, that you're going now, then I would go with you.
Well, we're not going anywhere, as Anubis just said.
Oh, that's right.
Just all piling into Ronnie's ship.
My
Yeah.
dog is
Yeah.
available for petting.
But I've just walked out of the ship.
You say my dog is available for petting if you'd like.
Okay, well I'm gonna.
Well,
walk
Ronnie
to
is trying to open communications. You're gonna go get a mini sledge for Apple for Wanky.
Yeah.
Well, I've knocked on the door, and he doesn't seem to be ready yet. Must be sleeping in this morning. So yeah, I've turned around and I'm gonna go get a mini sledge. I'm gonna buy it for him.
A bouquet of mini sledges.
Did you say?
Wow.
Okay, a mini
Did you
sledge.
say it's 5 mini sledges?
I just randomly decided it was 5 credits for a mini sledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend my entire.
Just a wheelbarrow of them.
Wheelbarrow of them.
Okay. I'll go out and buy that one, and then
I'm gonna take a quick peek at, was it here? Melee weapons. So like a normal sledge, just a regular old sledgehammer. Oh yeah, no, we're looking at more like just a single credit for one of these things. They're not that expensive. So yeah, you can buy him 5 for 5 credits if you want.
Ooh, a
There you go.
deal.
Okay. I'll pick up 5 for 5.
5 for 5.
And I'll come back, I assume, partway through their meeting.
Guess so.
All right, so yeah, Ronnie, what do you? So you have the contact information. You kind of know the procedure, right? Like how to send a message like this because you talk to For This Way all the time. But what do you say? What do you put in your message? What is your request? What is your introduction?
I think we'll just keep it simple and like literally just be like, receive your contact information. Had an interest in the inner workings of nav beacons. Yeah, I think that's it.
Please respond.
Yeah. And then like it just has like the letterhead of like Rocket Man, and
Sincerely,
and, like, basically,
Mr.
like, his
Rocket.
contact information. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So like we're gonna say this kind of like back and forth interaction that we're gonna go through now happened over the last couple of weeks, right? Before your job, because you would have done this during that period of time, I would imagine. But yeah, so you send off that first message, and you will it takes a couple of days to get a response. and then you get back a response from this contact saying, "It's an interesting request. It'll cost you." And there's like enclosed kind of like I guess what would you call it, like for depositing money into an account, like the
Space
Space
bank
bar
Offshore
details.
accounts,
details.
banking information. Yeah.
banking information, to deposit into an account. And the response is just, "That's an interesting request," and then it's got that information, and then it just says 20,000 credits.
Well, we've got 35,000 in the group account. So I reckon, yeah.
I'm surprised you're just going for it. I thought you'd want to haggle.
Oh,
Like,
we
just letters backwards and forward. £10 off, please. It's just-
well, we need the information to get into the
yeah.
to get more money.
It's the long term. I see. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't have to.
Gotta
we
spend
don't
money
wanna
to
have
make money.
yeah, we don't have to. We do want to have to refund Conrad
No, exactly, because we've already spent.
his down payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you gave was it 15 to the pirates,
Yeah.
right? Already. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we'll fire off the credits.
So you just respond back. Do you say anything in the response, or do you just deposit the money?
Tricky social interaction. No, because I'm assuming that if this person's like kind of revolves in the same circles as like Four and Ronnie, that a lot of it's kind of direct to the point. You don't have to worry too much about like talking stuff up. It's just, here it is, pay up.
Right. So you just drop the money in the account. And actually, unlike the first interaction that you had, where it was like a 2-day wait for a response, the moment that you deposit the money into the provided account information, you have another message. And when you open it up, you notice that it's like a full set of internal schematics for a general purpose nav beacon.
Nice.
And as you go through it, you can definitely, so now you've got the external and the internal plans, right? You were provided with both in this, and you can compare the ones that you already had to the ones that you've been given. And you can see that they line up, right? Generally speaking, you do notice a couple of differences. And as you take a look, you notice that the information that you've been provided is actually, it appears to be like an updated schematic for the unit. Like the information you just got provided is actually more recent than the one that Conrad gave you. And but it is like you get the model number on there and all that kind of stuff, and it shows kind of like where the hatch is, where the it actually, like, and this one actually has much more detailed information. So whereas the other one was just kind of like, here's a general idea, right? Here's like what it, like the schematics of the size and everything. This one actually has like, here's the hatch, here's where the the keypad is, here's kind of like how it's like how things are set up and everything. And as you're getting the internal information, as you're looking at the internal schematics, you see that it looks like when you open up the hatch, on the inside, it is circular, right? It's spherical in nature. Well, I guess more oval, like longer, right? More oval. And as you go into the inside, there's actually a kind of like a giant pillar right in the middle of these things. And that kind of like that center pillar is where all of the kind of like maintenance workers would go to. So there's consoles on that middle pillar, and that's where you would jack in and do any kind of like maintenance work and all that kind of stuff. All around the outside is the kind of like all of the hardware, all the workings of the actual unit, right? And it's all automated stuff, right? Because these things, messages and like it's basically a massive data port. Like data comes in, data goes out. And then it's also actually a hyperspace enabled device, right? Because it actually sends messages between beacons in different systems, right? So there's actually a lot of like crazy hardware in these things. Like as you look through the specs, you're like, oh my god! And it's got its own internal power source that is like the entire inside is completely shielded as well. So like once you're inside of it too, you realize very quickly that you're going to lose all communication ability, right? You personally won't be able to communicate with a ship on the outside once you're inside of it. But the device itself obviously has the ability to do communications, right? So you might be able to send messages and do that kind of stuff like from a console, but like you're kind of like in your suits and stuff, like you wouldn't be able to communicate outside anymore. It's kind of a bit of a Faraday cage almost, right?
Does
Kind of
that mean-
situation going on.
Like, I don't know from this information whether we would know, but would we be able to communicate with each other inside? I don't know how big. I
Yeah,
do know how
if
big,
if there's multiple people inside of it, you can talk to each other,
Okay.
but you can't get messages out of it.
Right, so the plan would be to have one person stay like 1 foot either side. So you can like duck your head out one side and then take communications and then duck back in and relay them to the inside group.
Genius. That's perfect.
All right, we found Wanky's job.
Oh,
I'll do
no.
it.
While you're looking at, so that's what you can kind of see really like at a glance, right? Why don't you give me a computer roll as you read over the schematics and see if there's anything else you can pick up.
Ooh, I gotta show off my new fancy thing. Haha. Ooh, 14.
Oh.
Crit. Oh,
Right, I was hilarious. Like as you were rolling and you're going, I'm going to show my new fancy thing. I went and I looked over at Roll20's roll thing. I totally forgot about your fancy new dice roller. I love it.
exactly. 10 plus 4, 14.
So a total of 14. That seems like a pretty decent roll if you ask me. And it was also a natural 10, right?
Correct.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Bloop, my cheat sheet. Okay. I'll put that back over there, I guess. Yeah, so you start looking through this, and there's a couple of things that you pick up on. It looks like so you've got the device, and you know what the device looks like, and you've been given kind of like the installation instructions. So you're poring over the information, trying to say, okay, can we figure out where this thing is supposed to go before we even get in there, right? Instead of looking around for it, trying to find a spot, right? Because that was basically the instructions you were given, is like, hey, you got to find a place where this thing will fit, right? There should be one in there, right? And as you go over the information, you find that, so there's that central pillar in the middle of the thing, and it's kind of like, I guess maybe for a bit of a visual in your mind, because I think everybody here has seen Star Wars, but like when they go into the Death Star, right, and Obi-Wan is kind of like walking around that central pillar and he's pulling those levers to turn the power off, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of like that. There's a pillar like that kind of like in the middle of this thing. Now it's not that huge, right? But there's a pillar like that kind of in the middle, and that's where the interface and everything is.
Doesn't matter what it actually
yes,
is,
there
that's
you
what
go.
I'm going to picture.
Yeah, that's what it is now. But yeah, so that middle piece is where kind of like the direct interface is, right? Where you need to do any kind of like hacking or interaction to follow the instructions to actually enable the device and everything. You would have to do there. But it looks like there is a spot where you would need to put that device kind of like on the opposite side. So like one side of the pillar would have like the place where you'd actually interact with a console, and then on the other side of the pillar, looks like there was a spot there where like these types of attachments, and it looks like there's actually a few spots for this stuff. So whoever, you get the sense as you're looking at it that like these like the upgrade modules or kind of like feature modules and things like that, like this is like a standard interface that these things have, right? And whoever built this module for Conrad knew enough about them that he basically created their own little module that then would hook into one of these spots, right? So it's also on the central pillar, but it's kind of like around the side, right? So it's kind of on the opposite side of it. But you can definitely, by going over it all, figure out exactly where this thing needs to go. And it looks like the work that you're going to need to do once you get inside of it is going to mostly be in this pillar area.
Cool.
With that roll as well, you notice something that looks a little strange, and you're not exactly sure what it means. But you pick out what looks like a kind of like a track, like on the outside of the like inside the door, but on the outside of the sphere, there looks like what looks like kind of like a track that runs up and down the vertical of it along one side of the internal, like one side of it. And it looks like something could be mounted on it, but there's no information about that other than that there's some sort of a track. And it definitely looks like something heavy could be mounted to it. And whatever got mounted to it could be moved like kind of like up and down, like on the wall of the inside, right? It could be kind of moved around based on how the track looks, right?
All right, team.
If that makes sense. Am I being clear?
Yeah. My guess is that that's gonna be like some sort of security camera situation thing, possibly like a turret.
Hmm.
So let's not trip any alarms then.
Yeah.
Do they have automated
Big death
guns
turret.
in Elite
Would we know
Dangerous,
that?
just in general in the universe?
Oh, yeah. There's,
Okay.
yes, this universe definitely has automated guns. Actually, on your spaceships, you can actually buy, like, you can fit what are
Yeah.
called turrets on your
Know that.
spaceships, and they can go in automated mode and in manual mode, right? Like people can take over, but yeah, like there's full automated turrets just on your spaceships, so you would know that, like, yeah, those types of things are generally, yeah, fitted on space stations, like even like on a space station where you guys go and dock, right? Like the if somebody is doing something and the station needs to deal with them, right? The people in the command can basically just say, you know, take out that person, and then the automated systems just train on them, and boom, they're serious business.
I have to bring a big hammer for that one.
Oh.
All right. Are we?
Because you guys haven't played this game obviously too much, and you don't really know the full extent of what your options are as well, but like you can get like you guys have basic spacesuits, right? But you can get like armor as well and stuff of that nature, right? Like you can get
Space armor.
Space armor, yeah.
Well, we found some bulletproof vests.
Yeah, we did.
yeah, and those ones are considered discreet, so you can wear them under your clothing and stuff as well. But yeah, so you do have those, and you could wear those
I've got
under
night vision
like,
goggles
under your spacesuit.
in case there's no lights inside the beacon.
Yeah, that might be useful. You also know that obviously you will be spacewalking to get into this thing, and if you're in a spacesuit, even if you were wearing like bulletproof vest underneath your armor and something punctured the suit, well, you're going to be dealing with, you know, losing oxygen in space and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
All right.
there's also no gravity, right?
Yeah.
You do have mag boots, which are pretty awesome, but there's also no gravity, right? So
This is just making me not want to go.
Oh no.
It just sounds dangerous.
It does sound quite dangerous.
That's what we're getting paid for.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
Right,
is there any other interactions, any other research you want to do, or do we wake up in the morning?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm ready. It's now 07, right? I've woken up at this point.
I don't know if you know this, but just by saying 07 though too, I feel like I have to salute you. Elite Dangerous Universe, and that is the character codes that are used for like salute, like in the
Ah,
game.
okay. So
People
if we
go
say
07
those,
and it's like a person saluting you, right?
if we say those, any of those commands, do you have to do them?
We'll see.
07, 07, 07, 07, 07, 07. No, okay. Damn it. I like the just basically just slapping your forehead there. That was good.
All right. So yeah, so where are we at? You guys tell me what you're doing, and if there's anything else you wanted to do before you wake up.
Sleep.
All right. So then it's what, 7:06 in the morning? Me.
Straight up, dressing gown on, so belt, dressing gown, and then straight out the door, straight for mini sledges. I want to be.
Oh, did you just do that, or was that on your soundboard?
Yeah, that's the noise. Remember when we were playing the police officer version and you guys all had your own cell phone tones? That was Boris's.
I think that would be might make that my alarm.
Your actual.
Yeah.
I'll send you the sound file if you want.
But yeah, no, I'm straight out the door of my spaceship. Quest for mini pleasures.
The great mini sledge quest. All right, so yeah, you get up, put on your tactical night coat or whatever it was, and then head off onto the station in search of mini sledges. Correct?
Yep.
All right. What does everybody? So does everybody else get up at 7:06?
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah, I'm not actually gonna lay in. Yeah, I'm getting up.
Yep. And Ed, you'll get up at 7:07. So we'll leave you to last. So what is it?
Did you just call
what
me
is your
Ed?
guys' morning routine?
That's your old character.
That was the old character. You just called me Ed from being a police
No.
officer. I'm a double agent. Oh my god!
There's a throwback.
How did you slip
sorry,
into that? That was
Wanky.
so long ago. That's amazing.
Sorry, Wanky, you will go last.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Lotta and Ronnie, what do you do when you first get up?
Drink
What
coffee.
do you- any
play
preparations
Flappy
for the day?
Bird.
Space Flappy Bird,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Just get ready. Get dressed.
Okay. Any last minute preparations? Nothing you wanted to do before the big mission?
No, I don't think so.
thanks.
Okay. And then, sorry. Okay.
I have to make my own.
That's your line.
Thank you. Yeah. Myself, I'm just like so self-obsessed that I'm like, oh, I must hear my own voice to wake up to. I'm gonna straw out of bed. First point of call is make toast for breakfast,
Space toast.
and then I'm gonna put my suit on that although is very fancy and new, hasn't been washed since, and I wore it to bed a couple of times, so it's starting to get a little bit skanky already. And that's all I've done. And there's like a coffee stain on the shirt.
Of course there is. We're sure it's a coffee stain?
We don't know. That's what we tell people.
Soy sauce.
Yeah.
Soy
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah.
Definitely
That's
soy
what
sauce.
I was thinking. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys all get up, you go through your morning routines. Herbie, you managed to head back into the station, find a kind of like an arms dealer, and there's selling sledgehammers and all kinds of stuff, right? But or I guess actually in this case you might be more looking for like a hardware store type thing, and yeah, you find a place that sells sledgehammers, and they happen to have these, these miniaturized versions as well. And yeah, looks like a buck of credit. You can get 5 for 5 if you want.
Gotten 5. And may have overestimated my ability to carry these all back.
You want to buy a duffel bag?
No, I'll just carry them loose.
Just carry them. Well, you're wearing your nightgown or whatever, right? Yeah. So you just like you can pull the bottom part up to make kind of like a little container out of the, you know, so your legs are your bare legs are showing as you walk through the station, and you got all the sledges in the.
Yep. That's what I'll do.
I'm now also looking up what the hell a mini sledgehammer looks like because I need a visual. Oh yeah, okay.
It's just a sledgehammer, but you cut the handle down.
But it's just small, yeah. But I'm also going to say that the head is probably a little bit smaller too, so that it's balanced for the size of the shaft. I did that on purpose. Thank you, Apple.
I was trying so hard not to laugh at the word shaft because I'm apparently 12 years old. Like.
Yeah. Well, I know you are. That's why I said it that way.
Thank you.
But yes. So yeah, you come back, Herbie, with your 5 mini sledgehammers to see, you know, Ronnie, Lotta, and Wanky all kind of like doing their morning routine, having breakfast, eating their toast. Yeah, so you guys, we'll say you got up, you know, you got, like you said, you're like 7:07 or whatever. So yeah, you got a few hours. You know that your distraction is going to go off at 1:30. So is there anything you'd like to do between now and then? Or we can fast forward to the moment where you're kind of like going to the nav beacon and setting up.
The only thing I definitely want to do is give them to Wanky. Just to get back and knock on the door.
Yep.
Am I allowed to do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
You've
I'm
got
back.
time.
I'm knocking. I'm furiously knocking. I'm very tired. I've carried
with
these.
your foot, I guess, because you're holding up all the sledgehammers with your. So you're just like kicking it with your foot.
For some reason, I think of my my ship as like a caravan, and the door is like bulging every time because it's so crap. But I'm gonna go.
If that was the case, it would be a very bad spaceship. But
I think I would buy a bad spaceship. Yeah, I'm gonna go and open the door. I'm just gonna open the door. I'm not gonna say anything. Just
look what I got you, and I'm just gonna let go. So they'll tumble out.
Drop the ball on the floor.
Just clang, 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 just all hits.
Wanky, can you make me an athletics check real quick, please?
Yep, I can. 1 second. Athletics. Character sheet. Is that in combat? Where is it? I can never remember.
Yeah, so on your character, it's under espionage.
Espionage, there it is. Yeah.
Okay. You managed to do the dance, and as the 5 sledgehammers drop and hit the ground and bounce around, they do not hit you on your feet or your legs or anything.
Yeah.
You dance around them and they all come crashing to a halt.
Wow, Wanky!
And there they are.
Well, you must have really slept in this morning.
Yeah, the extra sleep has, wow, like, look how dexterous I am. I could maybe be buffed for this. I've done so well. But I'm just going to start, like, inspecting them like a child with new toys and say nothing, but just with this huge smile on my face. Just, and, like, picking them up and, like, playing with them, like, knocking them together.
Okay. If you would like, give me. No, I think this wouldn't be too difficult. I would say it wouldn't be too difficult to figure out how to like strap one of them to a spacesuit, if that is what you would like to do.
Yes, very much so. Just one? Or...
I'm just picturing Wanky with duct tape and just like duct taping these mini sledges onto like the legs of his spacesuit.
Yeah.
What if? Oh my god, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Except that if you try to take one out, you're going to take them all with you. So you basically have a mini Sledge flail.
I think my next.
Oh no.
I could go back to the guy and use mini sledges to make a sledge flail.
You know what else I was thinking too? Just to derail this even more.
Yeah.
Is a Sledge shuriken.
Sharpened one. I could like.
No, not sharpened. It's a sledgehammer with four shafts connected in the middle. You just throw it.
That it could be like on a gyroscope as well in the middle, and I could like attach it to something. And I could like swing. Sorry, let's get back to not Sledge content.
You should start making notes of all of the different gadgets that you want to make out of sledgehammers.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take
because you now have an engineer that, you know, as long as you've got the money and the time, he is probably willing to make weird shit for you.
Sledge flail.
All right. So while Wanky is like, oh my god, and he grabs all the sledgehammers, I'm assuming he gives Herbie like a great big hug and a smooch on the lips, and then takes all of the stuff
right on the
heads
lips,
back
a
in.
wet kiss.
Takes all the stuff back in, closes the door, and he kind of like locks himself away while he's now furiously drawing sketches and writing down notes about all of his new sledgehammer weapon ideas. Is there anything else you guys like to do before your arrival time at the?
Well, like actually get prepared.
You let me know.
So what is the game plan? We should probably actually figure that out before we get there. So we have pirates doing a distraction, and then we have to try to get in this somehow. Are we all going, or is someone staying in a ship, or what? Yeah, I'm assuming, like, I'm for sure going, because I think I'm the only one that can probably get us in.
Yeah, I don't think I have any relevant skills. So I probably should not be in the beacon.
I don't either, but someone has to go, so I'll go. Unless that should be Wanky.
I
Like
don't know about that. That could be bad.
You're kind of like the frontline guy. There. if there's a
Yeah,
problem.
I just feel like I will set the alarm off. Is my issue.
It's a metal detector and it detects all the metal on all the sledgehammers.
Just get stuck to the ceiling. Just.
Aren't you stealthy and like have good athletics, or is that
No,
your last character?
That was my last character. I have all right vehicle skills, so I think I should stay in my ship. Like,
Yeah, so I've got good vehicle skills as well, but
Yeah.
I'm piloting a hatchback.
space hatchback.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe Herbie should come in just in case I break something.
Right, do that. And I've
Or, like,
got
it
a
needs-
little bit of stealth.
I don't think we're gonna need stealth.
Yeah, you need more
Well,
like computer
yeah.
and.
Well, I'm picturing a Mission Impossible scene where we have to dodge all the lasers.
Not touch
all
the
the
floor.
laser. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I had in my head.
Well, that would be
too.
athletics, not stealth.
Yeah.
In which case, I'm not the person for that.
Ooh.
I'm middle-aged and quite overweight.
Security, probably. Need.
One thing also, I don't think we've ever talked about it before because you guys have never really kind of gotten into spacesuits. Spacesuits are big and bulky.
Yeah.
You actually take like, except for like social skills as far as like, you know, or I guess not social skills, like things involving your mind, don't take the negative, but like any kind of like, anything that you're trying to like physically interact with, or if you're trying to like move or whatever, you actually get a -2 penalty to like all interactions when you're in a spacesuit.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's just purely like I'm thinking about something. Obviously, that's not a right. So if you're doing like an insight check on someone, or if you're, you know, thinking of, you know, doing like some sort of an intelligence check, right? That wouldn't be affected. But like if you're interacting with devices with the big gloves, or if you're, you know, like all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a little bit more difficult because they're bulky suits.
So,
More
could we look
streamlined
to-
suits are available, but they're like super pricey and like mostly military gear. So you'd have to
what
find
I
a
was just
special
about to
contact
ask.
to get a hold of that stuff.
yeah, I was just about to ask if we could buy the ones that we were buying in the game the other day. Like if we could source like military space.
Right. You would need a military contact of some sort. And at the moment you don't have one, right? Like Conrad and Nora are definitely not military sources, right? So you would need to try and find somebody that would be able to get you that kind of stuff.
And would that then like give us buffs towards those, or reduce the negative towards the combat?
Yeah. So you would like, if you would know that there would probably be different models of suits that you could try and find. Some that might reduce those penalties, and some that might give you bonuses in very specific areas, but not take away the penalties in other areas, right?
Okay,
Like more specialized suits, right? But yeah, you would need to get in contact with a vendor that is willing to sell to you, and basically on the black market, because this stuff is generally for military purposes only, and if you're not a valid, if you don't work for the Navy or a contractor for the Navy through some valid source, then they're not going to sell to you unless it's black market contact that you're dealing with.
A question. Gotten it. Oh, does the nav beacon have oxygen inside it, or is it all space?
Nope.
Okay.
It's all space. Yeah, it's the void.
Yeah.
There's no need for the only time that people ever go in there is when they're doing maintenance, and they just go in with
wear
suits,
space
do their
suits.
work, and get out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you would know that.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, we don't have a plan. Is that the plan?
Right. Sorry.
So,
So,
so Ronnie
I'm in
and
my
I-
ship. Yeah, you and Ronnie
Yeah.
in the beacon.
You're in the
Frankie
ship.
and
I
me in
assume
ships.
Yeah. There for when
Yeah.
things go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. In case someone turns up, we've got to.
You got to buy enough time for us to be able to get back in our ships.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the plan is. If anyone turns up, if we shoot them or just pretend there's nothing happening. I don't know.
Guess it
I
would
guess-
Or
depend
wacky
on
distraction.
what they're
Yeah,
doing.
we'll figure it out
You gotta.
when it happens.
Maybe we should fake like an accident scene. If anyone turns up and go, we accidentally ran into the beacon.
Wait, guys. Why don't we try and source some high vises or something and look like we're doing maintenance?
Hi, the spacesuits.
Yeah. Or
High vis and a
try and
clipboard.
look like we're doing some kind of maintenance there.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, we'll
but-
need lanyards.
Yeah, we could get those. Yeah.
Lanyards, high vis vests, a clipboard, and a hard hat. That
Yeah.
should be fun.
Yeah.
Space hard hat.
A space
Just on
hard
top
hat.
of your
Yeah.
helmet.
Do space traffic cones exist?
Yeah, they must.
I really want them to now that you've suggested it. I'm imagining little floaty, because they're in space, right? So they'd just be little
they just
floaty
have little
cones with
thrusters
blinky
on them to
lights on
keep them
them.
in place.
Yeah, little thrusters.
If they were real, they would just be floating all through space everywhere because
Yeah.
everyone would just hit all of them
Yeah.
and they'd just go off forever. So, I don't know. Do we want...
All ideas are valid. Like, if there's something you want to do, we've gone into the day of now. So if there's
Yeah.
anything you wanted to do above and beyond your planning, right, you have to do it this morning. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy with getting some high-vis vests in case we need to try and bluff our way back out of it.
Yay.
Do we have a...
Could we get a full YMCA outfit for Herbie, like crop top, shorts?
I mean, he's got to wear a spacesuit.
Yeah, it can go over the space.
Over the space
like
suit,
on
okay.
top of.
Yeah.
What?
Is your intention here that you're trying to look like maintenance crew that would
Yes.
legitimately be working on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
nav beacon?
Not to
Is
be
that
the
what I'm
village
hearing?
people. We're not. Yeah.
But that's not our... That's like a backup plan if things fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the village
Gotcha.
people aren't off the table either.
Yeah, it's like a pop-up. We're doing a pop-up concert.
Yeah.
Okay, one person, I can't remember who, it might either be Ronnie or Herbie, but you guys would know better, is somebody give me a repair roll for knowledge of what repair crews would wear, what kind of things that you would need to bring with you if you were going to try and pose as a maintenance crew that's working on space machinery, right? In general, not necessarily these specific things, but like if somebody was working on the outside of a space station or something of that nature, like what would they be dressed in and all that kind of stuff. Oh, nice. So yeah, Herbie,
Oh, damn.
you've definitely done this kind of stuff in the past, or you've worked with people that have, like, in your past life. And like, as you guys are talking about this, you're like, yeah, like, so like a lot of maintenance crews, like they'll especially not so much you're in alliance territory, so there's a lot more kind of like less corporate control and more government issue type stuff going on. But like they would have, generally speaking, that like their spacesuits would be like specialized spacesuits, right? That are meant for maintenance crews, right? Like they're not just standard issue spacesuits. They actually have like all kinds of clips and things on them so that you can carry all your gear with you. Like lanyard type stuff as well. So if you can hook onto stuff, and also that you can actually, like, all your tools would be attached to those as well. So when you pull them out, you never actually have to disconnect. So if you drop them, they would come back to your suit. But so there's specialized spacesuits that maintenance crews use. And generally speaking, they would have like if it was a private company, right, they would have the logo of that company embossed on them, or like painted on. Or if it was a government, and you would know in alliance space, this kind of stuff would generally be done by more like system and government authority, as opposed to like private industry, where in Federation it would probably be private industry. But they would have like the official stamp on their uniform to show that they are a member of the crew for the system. Stuff like that, right? And then they would also have like ID credentials. So if somebody came up and talked to them, right, they could scan and they see that you have the proper credentials of being like a maintenance worker. It would look them up in the database, that kind of stuff. So like you would know that that's the general. And then they have like a full suite of gear for doing maintenance and that kind of stuff that they attach to their suit. And you don't know that all as well. Like standard procedure would be like they would fly up to wherever they're working in a spaceship, and people would stay on the ship and other people would go to do the work, right? Like it's always done in multiple people for safety reasons and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like that general setup would be how things would be done.
Basically, no is the answer to that plan.
Well, what we do is we'll jump to another system in Alliance space. We'll find some construction workers. We'll kill them, take their spacesuit and tools, and then come to this nav beacon.
Yes.
That won't be. Just hope no one communicates in the galaxy. Well, I'm
Well,
happy.
actually, like on that front, you guys would know that in the Alliance, right? It isn't so, unlike the Federation and the Empire, where it is like top-down control, right, across all of their systems and all of their space. The Alliance prides themselves on independent rule for different systems, right? So there would be, inter-system communication, but it would be very much, like system to system, different treaties, all that kind of stuff would be organized between the two sides, right? And it wouldn't just be like, like a top down approach, right? It's a very much
So we could do.
I guess like think of it more like I think a good example that was used in the past was like the European Union, right? Like all individual countries that have their own governments and they have their own rules and everything, but they cooperate with each other, right, when need be. But they don't, like, if I was to drive into Germany, and I don't know, you guys maybe know this better than I would, but like, let's say I went into Germany and I went to some government office and stole a bunch of stuff and then went over to France and used it. Germany's not going to call France and say, hey, somebody stole our workers' uniforms.
Yeah, Interpol. Yeah. But
so like you do in the Alliance base, that is the makeup. You and you guys living there and also like running there from places like the Federation, right, would know that is a very different kind of like makeup as well between the two structures. But of course, it depends what you did. If you did something where, you're murdering a bunch of people, then probably a bulletin would go out. But if it's less than that...
Less than murders, got it.
very light torture.
That's what culture and law rolls are for, too. If you want specific somethings, you can ask me a question and roll culture and law.
Yeah, I think that's too much work. I mean,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, or like might be able to talk away out of it. If not, then Wanky should make a distraction, like just playing Wanky
Yeah, we can do that.
And
Yeah.
then just try to bail, hopefully. But I mean, if we do get detected there, that's kind of game over anyway, right?
Yeah,
Because the whole point of this is
exactly.
to not get caught doing it. So
That's that's a very
Yeah.
good point. As soon as they realize that, like as soon as you feel that the jig is up and somebody might think that something's going wrong, right? Then they might check.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
Do we have a plan B for like when we get to the like nav beacon? What if we can't hack our way in?
Well, then we can't do it.
let's come back another day.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Come back another day.
We'll just
Because he didn't really give us a time limit on this. We set our own time limit when we
Yeah.
hired the pirates.
yeah,
we just
it's
lose
been about
money.
2 weeks. Yeah, like it's been
Oh,
about
that's
2
right.
weeks right now, and Conrad said that he
Yeah.
would give you about 4 weeks to get it done,
Yeah.
but he would start getting antsy after about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So
Well,
if we're not successful, we can always just go do our poker game and then come back.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Ready to-
I'm absolutely okay with going in and winging it.
Yeah. Okay.
The one other thing I wanted to mention or to table is I think Ronnie's gonna ride with Herbie, just to kind of cut down on the amount of ships hanging around the nav beacon,
Okay.
make us a little less obvious. And
Yep.
What about
and,
the? You don't need to carry anything.
No, just
Well,
the
other than the
device.
small,
that's
it's fairly small.
Yeah.
So we should probably go with Ronnie's ship. Mine's a,
Yeah, it's about the size of a
Hauler.
football, right? Is the device.
but yours is more capable. Your ship, isn't it?
True, mine is more combat ready. But if we hit combat, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, you would know as well that like Herbie's ship is like, because it's an adder, right? Like it would also probably be the kind of thing that like maintenance crews would use, right? Is an adder less than
They-
a
you should
combat
take your
ship,
ship.
right?
Okay.
Also, the adder has 2 crew spots, right? So the both of you could sit in the cockpit.
All right, we can do that.
Cool.
Okay. I guess we probably don't want to be hanging around it, but we want to be nearby
Yeah.
when the attack happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want to be like,
Looking around, seeing, surveilling. Yes.
yeah, like we probably don't want to just
Waiting
like
for the pirates.
appear right next to it, and then discover there's like a maintenance crew already there.
Oh no. Oh, that'd be bad. Oh, well, that'd be perfect. We
Oh,
just
very
kill
good.
them
Yeah, exactly.
and use their.
Assume their identities.
Yeah.
And then live
Yeah.
like them for the rest of their lives, so no one knows that they are actually dead, and to check the nav beacon for their bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it
I'm
1:30?
just picturing Ronnie just going to some maintenance worker's house, just like, "Honey, I'm home." He's like walking in, and no
doing
one
their life.
caring.
As long as the paychecks are still coming, I don't care. Jesus. Okay, so what exactly is the plan?
Okay.
After all this, we still don't have.
So. So we take our 3 ships. Herbie's ship, my ship, and Wanky's ship. We go out into space, not directly to the beacon, like not right at the beacon. It's nearby.
You'd like to take a roundabout way to it.
Yeah, I guess so. Because we don't want to be right at the beacon to start off with. Is that
Well, so just
right?
yeah. So to give you an idea too of like space travel. So you guys are currently, actually, I do have a map that I can. If you're in Roll20, I think you guys are on the page showing
Yeah.
Savvy. So on the map here, you'll see that there's a little like an orange pointy thing at one of the stations there by the first star. It's yeah, that one right there. Oh yeah, I can do that, can't I? right there. So that's the station where you guys are at. That's where Conrad is. That's got your guys' home station. Okay. The nav beacon will be kind of like over here, floating, like it orbits the main star, right? So it's, yeah, you got to get from there to there. Whoa. Now, when you leave the station, you will be in normal space. Then you'll jump into super cruise, and you have to fly at light speeds, right? From there to the nav beacon. And then when you get to where the nav beacon is, it's in real space as well. So then you have to lock onto it and then drop in on the location where it is. And then you'll be back at normal space. But now we're talking about, like you'll drop in probably about like 7 clicks away from it. Yeah. When you drop in there, you will expect there to be like a whole bunch of other ships, probably people coming and going, people that are actually logging, like communicating with the nav beacon to get system information, right? That's also where you'll see if there's a patrol, all that kind of stuff happening, right? So you'll have to fly, and when you can go directly to it in Super Cruise, or you can take like a roundabout route to get there, type of a thing, as well, right? You guys also know, because you did all that research, you guys also know the trade routes, right? So you could like jump on to a trade route and just be yet another Super Cruise signal flying along the trade routes to go to the nav beacon, right?
Okay. Should we spend a while there then? So for some reason I was picturing just empty space. If anyone came along, they'd be suspicious, but it's obviously going to be teeming with people.
It's a high traffic area.
Yeah.
There'll be people coming and going, traders coming in and out, right? System security dropping in and out. You guys know the schedule. So like you're expecting there to be like probably just a single patrol, because it's low time, right? Which is why you did this on purpose. And then you're hoping that patrol will get pulled away by your distraction.
Yeah.
So should we just go and watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
See what's going on?
Yeah. One thing you guys will know though too is if you do, like even if you're there and there's lots of ships coming and going, right? If people notice, like system patrol notice that like a group of people have shown up and then they're just like, they're not doing anything and they're just sitting around, right? That might get suspicious, and they'll come scan you type thing, right? And talk to you. But so there's that. So you need to kind of like try and look like you're doing something, but also the longer you linger there, the more chance there is for people to realize that you're not just scanning the beacon, getting information and moving on, right? And people might assume you're pirates then too, right? Because pirates do that. They linger and they wait for somebody that looks easy to knock off and go after them, right?
So do bounty hunters though, so we could always play that card.
So do bounty hunters, but they're looking for pirates. So there will be people lingering, but yeah, there'll probably be bounty hunters or pirates or system security, right? And system security will definitely be talking to lingerers.
All right. So do we want to?
As long as there's still system security there.
Yeah. Do we want to go directly to the nav beacon, pretty much on time? So like right when we're expecting the pirates to do their distraction, so that we're not around the nav beacon for too long.
And
We're
then,
like 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
we've just got to spot security and make sure that they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
All right. So my understanding of the plan at the moment is 3 ships, 2 on the Adder. You guys are going to try and arrive at about 5 minutes before the distraction is supposed to start. Then I guess you can just tell me what's happening as we go at that point. But that's the setup.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna fast forward time through the morning. There's nothing else, no other prep that you guys are planning on doing. Then we're just going to basically the point where you guys are now dropping in on the nav beacon about 5 minutes ahead of time. You did take the trade route to get there. You didn't notice anything out of the ordinary as far as like your travel from the station to the nav beacon. You drop in, and yeah, the scene before you, you see like probably about 30, like maybe 30 ships in the area. As you drop in, you can see like immediately, like they all light up on your radar screen. Yeah, there's definitely, clusters of people moving in and out. Looks like there's like lots of traffic coming and going, people dropping in from other systems, people leaving to go to other places. What's your plan? What are you doing?
So we've got to do. First thing is to transport security.
Yep.
So whatever that is, the role. You know the name of that role?
Scout.
So you're looking for security?
Yep. But there isn't a role. I don't
Yeah,
see
okay.
any skill called look for security.
Yeah, you're looking for systems is the one you're looking for under vehicle skills.
Because we do like a scan.
Okay. So I'll do
Yeah,
that.
you're doing a scan.
I'm looking for
Okay.
them.
How did I...
Right. Okay. So yeah, you guys pop in and start to kind of like, I don't know what you're doing as far as like sticking together, scattering or whatever, but Herbie, you do a quick scan and you start to pick out like groups, right? So like little clusters of groups of people and lots of kind of like traffic and some single traffic. But then you do spot a group of three signatures. And as you kind of scan them, they pop up as system security. There are 3 Vipers that are flying in a close pattern with each other. And they're kind of like making their way currently around the area. They're right now they're kind of like you can see what they're doing is they're like flying up to other groups of ships. They're scanning them, right? It looks like there's probably a conversation that's happening, right? Because the other ships will stop, like they'll cut their engines, and then after a little bit of time they start their engines up again and they fly away, right? So it looks like they're this definitely looks like a group of security that is basically doing the rounds and talking to different ships that are in the area. If we want, I have been reminded that it is break time, so we can cut here, come back with you guys getting set up to take on the job. You've spotted security, and then we can pick it up from here.
Cool. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
Sounds
Get a
good.
drink.
Cool.
Do what you're talking about in chat.
gosh.
And we'll be back.
Okay.
Bye. But Anubis doesn't realize it.
Welcome back. I was looking at my stream deck so I could change the music to be something more. See how this goes. I haven't looked at my playlist in a while, so I don't know how many items are in these. But we'll see if this is more mood setting. So, yes, welcome back. So you guys had just dropped in into the around the nav beacon, and Herbie had spotted a group of system security, a group of 3 Vipers. You would know that, like these Vipers are definitely combat ships, and they're security ships, so they're probably fitted for dealing with pirates and, nasty things. They're here for the protection of the citizens of the system. They're flying around and they're definitely checking in with different groups. Some conversations happening, people like stopping, stopping for checks. As you scan around the rest of the area, you don't pick up what looks like any other security crews. So far it looks like your intel has been correct in the sense that there is a single security crew that is doing the rounds here at the moment. There are lots of other vessels coming and going. Some are obviously trade ships. Like you see some big ships coming through, like Type 9s, right? Like big space cow, boom, like flying in. Sorry, that's the nickname for the Type 9 space cow. Like legitimately, I'm just not adding space in front of things at this point. But yeah, it's like there's some big trade ships coming through. There's also a lot of smaller ships. You do actually see quite a few like adders and stuff like that are kind of like moving their way in, and all that kind of stuff. So traffic, from what you can tell, seems normal. Although with that roll though too, pretty high. Like there's one group of what looks like 2 eagles that seem to be also kind of like patrolling around the area. They don't seem to have the same signature kind of like situation that the 3 Vipers do, in the sense that they're not like going up to people and obviously like people aren't stopping by them. There doesn't seem to be like that same interaction happening. They're just kind of trailing around.
Maybe we could get Wanky just to fly like in normal space, just as fast as he can, right past those eagles, like dangerously close to them, just to get their attention.
Those eagles might be our hired pirates.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to go do it somewhere else.
Yeah, they're somewhere else.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be somewhere else, trying to pull away security. Right? They're basically trying to. They're going to be laying in wait to pull a trade ship out of super cruise, right? Like interdict them, but then doing it in a way where the guy will be able to get out of distress call, and hopefully the security that's here will go there. Right? They'll leave this area, go into super cruise, go somewhere else, which will give you guys an opportunity. But yeah, you see 2 eagles just going around.
Ignore the eagles.
I want to see if they're... Can they be in like unmarked security, unmarked police cars?
Yeah, undercover police, undercover space police.
Well, I'm gonna say, like, you don't see why that could not be a thing. You don't have direct knowledge of that type of stuff, but go ahead and roll me a culture and law, somebody, if you want to like pull on your memory and see if going back in your mind about the data that you were given, right, and the research that had been done, if you can think about the situation from that context.
Does
so just
Wanky
a culture and
have
law roll from somebody.
Had a culture and law? Pretty sure someone did.
I think I have good culture and law. Let me check 1 second. I popped out my culture and law. Yeah, 26. So +2. That better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours?
Better than 1.
Ooh.
So like you guys have this kind of like brief conversation over your comms as Herbie kind of like points out these 2 different situations. And yeah, Wanky, that that kind of thing does happen. You don't remember seeing any references to it though in this system as like an active thing that they're doing all the time. If that kind of thing is going on, right, it's probably because the system security think like they might be doing a sting, right? Like they think something
Okay.
is up, so they're there, pretending to be
specific.
right. But as you watch them though, too, you're kind of like these guys kind of stand out. Like if they were trying to not look like cops, they're not doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know where to buy any illegal substances, kid? Yeah, that kind of-
Hello, fellow children.
Such a good meme.
I just
So not
wanted,
out of the realm of possibility, but yeah.
But
I
not
wanted to
that
use
likely.
Wanky as
Okay.
bait, just to distract.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well,
Maybe they'll get pulled off
How
with the other.
how
thing going
long
on.
do we? Sorry. How long until the distraction happens? How long have we got?
We're counting down here. Like you guys popped in, you were kind of
Yeah.
waiting for about 5 minutes to go by. I say that, like as you guys are having this conversation, time is ticking along. Like you feel that, it might happen any minute now.
Yeah.
Okay. If they don't get pulled away, I should probably maybe try and create some distraction for them.
Yeah.
We just
But
like
until then, we'll wait.
in a group, slowly like
Just like wing to wing
Just
to
hovering
wing, just like
around.
looking at each other.
not like just sat there.
Yeah,
like staring. Are we? Were you like slowly
assume-
orbiting?
Yeah, we'd be. Yeah, I don't know actually.
what is your pattern? Yeah, like because you do see that, like the fact that you picked out 2 ships that seem to be acting abnormal, right? No reason why other people couldn't do the same thing
Yeah.
about you guys. So yeah, so what is your
I
flight pattern?
was thinking we would be like pretending that we're just doing like normal scans to figure out where it is we need to go, like someone who's just arrived. A
Okay.
normal group trying to figure out where they're going.
Yeah, kind of all together as a convoy kind of idea, right?
Yeah. But I think maybe a good plan would be when it happens, if these what were the ships that weren't the Eagles? Yeah. If they don't get pulled
Yeah, there
away,
were 2 eagles that were the
yeah. If they don't get pulled away from anything
Sorry.
when it's like go time, maybe Wanky should like zoom off near them
Do some
and try and
zoomies.
get their attention and like distract them for while you guys are doing your spacewalk. And then I'll just sit and what's that called? Like look out. Do look out.
Overwatch.
I want the Wanky do zoomies.
I'm ready.
I
I'm
assume
ready
you
for
would try to
zoomies.
open communication with them and scream zoom at them while you're doing it.
As I fly over, yeah, definitely.
It worked really well for you before.
It's worked every time I've done it. It's worked so
Yep.
well. Act crazy, brilliant. I got a nice padded room.
And some free drugs.
Free drugs, yeah.
And free
drugs,
drugs. I can't complain.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, so like as you guys are kind of like just going through the motions of looking like proper traders, and actually with Herbie on your team, who knows this, like that this is his day job, right? He knows the ins and outs of being a trader. So you guys kind of like go through the motions. As time goes by a little bit, you're keeping an eye on that group of 2 eagles. They are kind of like still doing their thing. Other people are coming and going. You've seen like people that were here when you first arrived are gone now, right? New people have arrived. There's definitely kind of like in and out traffic, constant in and out traffic. And then you notice that the 3 Vipers are kind of like heading directly for your group. And you they hail you and you get
God.
a voice over the comm system saying, "This is system security. Please stop to be scanned and questioned for just entry into the system."
Oh god.
I can't remember if we We don't want to be scanned in the Federation. I can't remember if we've got anything outstanding in the Alliance.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. And they're scanning cargo mostly too, so I mean we don't have any cargo.
Yeah.
Illicit cargo.
Okay,
Well,
we
unless you
just
count Wanky, but
tourists. We just tourists.
Just
I don't know.
beacon enthusiasts. Wait, no, we
No,
don't want
no, we don't want to involve the beacon.
Reception
No, no, no.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
just
No,
on
nothing to
business.
see here. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, amazing, Anubis. So good. How is this?
Oh, there's a reactor link. Oh, very, very bad. I gotta shut it down. Sorry.
I don't know if anybody else. I think Spidey got that.
I did.
I got something.
Yes, I was making more Star Wars references, but yeah. So like they open comms. So did somebody answer in your group?
Yeah.
How do you respond? Or do you guys stay silent?
Just a
don't
little,
think we
little
should
fart, a
we should
nervous fart
respond.
in the background.
So
Okay,
they
I'll
basically
respond.
said, please comply with our. They said stop your engines, prepare to be scanned, and comply with our questioning or whatever. Right?
Okay.
We don't have anything to worry about right now.
No,
do we?
I don't think so.
we- We just do it. Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Yes. We will do.
So nice. Hello. How are you?
All right. So as they pull up on your through their three ships, kind of like coming around your guys' three ships, you all cut your engines. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Each of you in turn see that like one of the three different Vipers are each scanning you individually with cargo manifest scanners and the full suite. And your ships immediately pop up, like scan detected, right? Like it's warning you. This is a normal thing. Like somebody does this, you know about it. That you can tell that all three of you guys are being scanned at the same time, one from each ship, and the commander, the squad commander or whatever, opens up comms again with at this point I would say Lotta because you responded. It says, "What is your business in the Savvy system?"
Just trading general, just doing normal stuff.
We're just totally legit here. Like,
Nothing unusual about these ships.
Nothing
I
here
don't know
but
what is
chickens.
normal space business, so I didn't know
we're
what
just
to say.
lollipop vendors.
So like you just respond saying, yeah, no, just doing regular old trading business, right?
Yeah.
And then the scans finish, and so like you guys are having just a bit of back and forth conversation, right? And then at one point in the conversation, the squad commander is like, "Huh, your cargo holds are empty. What kind of business are you doing here?"
Well, we're here to pick up. That's part of trading.
So it,
Did you say that? It's so snarky.
That sounds so rude.
yeah, I totally understand, but I haven't met many traders that ever fly with an empty hold. But okay, just to give us a second here. Where are you heading? What's this? Like he's basically asking like, what's your port of call? That kind of stuff.
Where we came
Do
from?
we
Yeah.
just like
I don't
yeah?
know much about the place that we came from, but I guess we'll just
Well, like,
Yeah,
you,
so
you
that.
would know.
You would give
where
them the
you-
name of the station.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah, you
meant
would
like
know,
if
yeah.
if that's like a dodgy place or something like that.
Uh.
But no, I'll just
Oh yeah, no, that's the main station in the system.
Oh,
It
okay.
orbits the Earth-like world. It's a very common place for traders to go. Yeah.
I'll just say.
All right, so I would like you to roll me a deception. I think it's deception or bluff.
Bluff. Okay. Take it.
Yeah, bluff. Because so basically you're trying to convince them that you are just a bunch of traders on your way through.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Average, regular traders.
Nobody here but us traders. All right.
Okay. No.
So they like, huh? Okay. I mean, I don't see anything wrong. Head on your way. And then, like he's in the middle of kind of like wrapping up a conversation with you when he's like, hold on a second. Don't turn on your engines yet. Just a second. And then he cuts comms.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And you guys are all just kind of floating there beside each other at the moment, just drifting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do anything, or are you just waiting?
I think this is what we want.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is what we want. So we'd just keep acting cool, like just what's wrong, officers? But there's no communication, so I guess we just sit silently.
They've cut comms at this point, and then all of a sudden the comms come back online. Like maybe a minute or two goes by. It's like quiet and like a little, like
Is there a problem?
moment, right? And comms come back on, and you hear the commander respond back, like basically saying, "Nope, everything's fine. Continue on your way." And then he cuts comms again, and you see the three of them just like light up their engines and pull away and start building up speed and heading away from the nav beacon. And then you see like the three ships go blink, blink, blink out of existence, boom, into Super Cruise, and they take off.
Excellent.
Okay.
Right on cue.
That means we've now got to actually do the
that was
job.
that was my moment of like trying to trick you guys into doing something stupid, but you didn't.
Oh, we're smart.
Got the engines, run!
I was ready to just ram them. That was going to be my plan.
Okay. Your time.
While this is all going on, like I know, just a question, but like Loda, while you were having this conversation, was anybody else like watching the scanners, doing anything else, or you just kind of like in the moment
I
waiting
was
for this
hoping everyone else was watching.
I wanted
watching
to
other
say I
stuff.
was doing other stuff, but I think I was just sat there like pretending I'm a trader.
Well, you've
Focus.
also, you've also
Trader
got
things.
Mr. Rocketman in your ship, so he could
That's
be
true.
Yep.
helping you. Like, hey, you should.
All right, why don't Mr. Rocketman, why don't you give me a quick systems check?
Uh-oh, that's not great for me.
Yeah.
Well, should
Actually, it's not bad.
should Herbie help, seeing as he's the one piloting?
Well, we've just established that Herbie was pretending to be a traitor.
Okay.
It's true, he wasn't helping.
That's true.
Oh, there we go. 4 plus 2, 6.
Oh, right. Your screen went black as you rolled. I don't know if you can trust that. So, sorry, what did you? What was your total?
6 total. 4 plus 2.
6 total. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, you're keeping an eye on things, and you definitely see the 3 signals blink away. That were those main ships. Because it was pointed out to you about those eagles that were spotted earlier. As the system security like pops away, you notice that their just meandering flight all of a sudden changes a bit, and they start kind of like moving in to the kind of like the more like where more of the ships are.
So they're probably pirates.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to do our job.
Yeah, I'm thinking Conrad might have got another team, but we are on time. We're not late doing it or anything.
Yeah. And what about they'd have to have timed it perfectly with the other pirates? And,
Yeah. Well, they might have a different plan to us.
The pirates double-crossed us and are trying to rob us
Yeah.
too. But we don't have any cargo worth robbing, so...
That would not be a PogChamp moment.
I've
Sorry.
just, I'm just going to communicate. So just on the radio, like with just Lotta and Ronnie,
Oh,
not
okay.
to Wanky.
Oh,
Say,
okay.
I think Wanky's a double agent. You know, like he's telling other people things. I strongly
I don't-
suspect him. I'm going to shoot him.
No. I don't think he's smart enough to be a double agent.
Okay, all right.
Don't shoot him.
that's
Don't we
convinced
need
me.
him?
No, that's convinced me.
Okay.
That's amazing.
You're
Okay.
very lucky.
Oh God, what?
No, I was just saying.
happened?
I was just saying in general. You're just a lucky person.
Right?
All right.
Am I about to die?
The police are gone.
Okay.
You've noticed that the actions of the 2 eagles have changed slightly, right? What are you guys doing? Your moment has arrived.
I think we should just stick to the plan, and then if the eagles do something, we will respond to it.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone-
So we just dive
Yeah.
straight for the
Sounds
beacon
good.
now.
Yeah.
We got to be
I
quick.
think so. Yeah, you got to be quick.
Not good at that. Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to
Yeah,
pull
well.
power at the beacon.
Oh. I was gonna say just pull in.
Wait.
Just pull in nicely to the beacon.
What?
Are you pulling it nicely to the beacon, or are you like slamming it?
I'm pulling in nicely. I don't know what Herbie's doing.
Well, I was more I was treating my spaceship as a ship, a water ship, just going like full steam ahead. But by that I meant just as quickly as would be.
As quickly as safely possible.
Yeah. Straight.
What he's
for
gonna
the-
do
You
is
also
he's gonna
know that
fire
it
his
takes a while for
afterburners. He's gonna
Yeah.
throttle up, fire afterburners, turn off flight assist, and then drift in beside it.
full-on expert pilot mode.
Yeah.
I guess, like, if using the analogy that you just used about full speed ahead in a ship, you also know that it takes a while for a ship going to full speed to slow down or turn.
Yeah.
But not as much in a spaceship, but at the same time, yeah. So all three ships are moving into the nav beacon. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you arrive at the nav beacon. You arrive at the nav beacon.
I'm gonna like
Suit up.
yeah, you guys suit up, and I'm gonna like sort of angle my ship so that I'm like not looking at the beacon sort of thing. Like maybe it's to my side, slightly behind me, so I'm looking out. Like look out. Watching
Okay.
other
Yeah, like in
ships.
this situation, like using your scanners
I
is
guess
probably
yeah, that
like
makes more sense.
like that gives it
doesn't
much
It's a
main.
spaceship.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
in-
Space is big too.
Yeah.
How does this work with? So Ronnie needs to do some hacking.
Mm-hmm.
So does that happen from the ship or like at the door?
No, he's got to suit up and spacewalk over.
Mhm.
Isn't there like some
So-
long R2D2 thing we can poke out and like connect up? And then
No, we knew we had to spacewalk to do this.
yeah,
Okay.
but I thought we could open the door and then
Oh,
spacewalk through it.
okay.
All right.
So
Yeah, no,
I
like
just-
you would know based on the plans, right, that these things are explicitly built this way on purpose,
Yeah.
right? Like they're meant to be slow and arduous to get into because that's obscurity or security through obscurity as well. But yes.
What? So second, in the middle of whatever plan just occurred to me. What if I just spacewalk out and then you guys take off? So there's
Oh,
no
okay.
ships hanging around the nav beacon. It's just me on the nav beacon.
Oh,
'Cause I think that'll draw a lot less attention.
okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
As long as
Of
you're
course, if I
fine
get into
with
trouble,
that.
then I'm dead.
Yeah,
but,
because you
whatever.
can't contact
Figure it
us.
Yeah. Mid-plan.
If I'm
Mid-plan
inside.
change. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
After like run out to contact you, but
Yeah, true. Okay. We can do that.
Right. So I'll now take off my spacesuit.
Or did we want Oh, no, because then someone has to be piloting your ship, don't worry.
No, I'm taking it off, and then I'll get back in the seat
Mhm.
and fly away when I'm allowed.
Yeah.
And what will we just circle?
Yeah, we'll just circle the area. Too close. But close enough.
But close to the eagles.
No.
Well, we need to be close enough to make sure they don't go do anything.
Well, that's why we're circling, so that we can still
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay. So the three of you pull up, and then you're setting up Ronnie to like I'm assuming you were already like ready in your spacesuit, and then you're just kind of like waiting for the door to open, cycle through, and then you're gonna
yep.
basically tether free jump at the nav beacon.
Yeah, why not? What can go wrong?
Okay, so the door opens and you grab the sides of the door, line yourself up, push out. I would like a athletics check, please, from you.
Uh-oh. Okay. Cool. This will go fine. 5 + 1, 6.
A 6. You overdo the push. You start moving very, very, very quickly towards the nav beacon. You feel that you are on target, but you're going to collide with it. Roll me another athletics check as you're trying to
stick
maneuver
your
yourself
arms and
now so
legs
that
straight
you're
out.
you're trying to
Brace.
maneuver yourself to like break your fall, right? But yeah, give me another athletics check.
4 + 1, 5.
5. You slam into the side of this thing. You try to get like a foot on it to kind of like lock to it, but you don't quite get there in time. And you hit. You start rolling kind of like across the nav beacon. And so you give me 1 point of endurance damage.
Ow.
And 2, just roll me a straight D10.
Uh-oh.
Is that a
A
7?
lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. Okay, your suit does not rupture on anything.
Oh.
That was what he was rolling for? Oh my god!
So now I need one final athletics check as you're bouncing along this thing to see if you can grab onto something before you fly off into space.
Good. Ooh, 9 plus 1, 10.
Okay, so you hit the side of this thing. You kind of like bounce off the side of it. You don't get any alarms going off that your suit is like how whole or anything like that. And then you manage to like hold your hand out just at the last minute. Like you see the beacon kind of like getting away from you, and you reach out and you grab onto like a piece that's extended out off of it, and you hold on, and your whole body kind of like like floats, like your feet float away, but then you tether to it with your arm, and then you can pull yourself back and connect your feet to the beacon, and now you're walking on it like the beacon's the ground and your head is pointed away, and you can now walk around the beacon with your boots.
Cool.
And find the doorway.
Awesome.
All
I
right.
should have.
So you managed to
first.
you managed to connect.
Yeah, I should have went feet first.
Probably really bad on your joints.
Do a superhero landing.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3
like your
point.
knees would just shatter.
3 point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so you managed to, a little worse for wear, but not too bad. And your suit's in one piece.
Okay, so now that
What are the
he's
rest of you doing as this is
safely
going
landed,
down? Yeah.
do we head off?
I was going before I knew safely landed.
No, I was waiting.
That's probably why I came in too hot. Because
Yeah.
Herbie
Pushes
took
away.
off and hit me with the overspray from the engines.
Well, you realized he was getting ready to, like, you heard the engine start to rev up as you were like not even out yet, and you're like, shit, you just like threw yourself.
All right, yeah, we'll start circling.
Okay. As you guys start moving out away, you do notice, because you guys are keeping an eye on your sensors as well, that group of 2 eagles looks like they are now kind of like up by what looks like an adder, and like they're kind of like on either side of it, flying kind of around it, right? And all of a sudden you see the adder, the engines flare, and it boosts like full on boost, and it's just flying as fast as it can, kind of like away, and the 2 eagles are going in after it.
Away
Okay.
from the beacon area?
Yeah, like you would like, so I would say Herbie, like you recognize what's going on here immediately because you are a trader. You realize at this point that those 2 eagles are probably pirates, and they probably just threatened that trader to dump his cargo, and it looks like the adder is trying to escape. It's trying to like get far enough away to get into Super Cruise and get the hell out of here. And the eagles are in hot pursuit.
Problem solved.
So we should get involved.
No. You're leaving me.
I will say, because you guys have done quite a bit of research on this at this point, but there is a chance if like lasers start firing and somebody puts out a distress call that they might be calling for system security to come help against pirates.
Oh, piss and shit. Why?
Could we help the pirates? So that so that
Go and threaten that adder real quick so he drops his target
so
so the
that
pirates don't
adder
shoot.
can't
Or
put
we
out a
could
distress signal.
help the piratee.
But the pirates aren't gonna put out a security call.
And neither will the other one if they're not being pirated. So you can, if you get rid of the pirates.
But we've got 2 pirates and 1 trader. It's much easier to get rid of the trader.
We could just leave it.
Could leave it. I don't know.
We could just hope that it doesn't affect us.
Yeah, we could.
But I feel like it probably will. I don't see how it would. If as long as we're like
Yeah.
circling, right? What could go wrong?
I mean, the security
Nothing.
might
It's
like scan the
fine.
beacon and realize that that's a person on it.
They
Not
could,
if I get in quick enough.
Yeah.
they could be tied
If I
up
get in
enough
before security shows up.
with the other thing that's
Yeah,
happening.
they've got stuff to
Yeah.
deal with.
And then
Yeah,
they have to
yeah,
come
it's not
back
like
and deal with the pirate thing.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we're finished.
Yeah.
So just really efficient.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just like keep a close eye. Oh wait, no, they.
Okay.
Can we still sort of like see that what's going on with the pirates and the adder? Or
Yeah, so they're still within range.
Okay.
Like they haven't, like this just happened, right?
Yeah.
Like in the split second when you notice that this take off and Herbie can like over the comms tell you guys what he thinks is happening because he's seen this before.
Yeah.
Like he's also, you've probably been the target of pirates in the past, but like this in the split second that this is happening, I'm asking you guys like what are you doing, right? Are you doing anything?
I think we just keep a close eye on
Yeah,
them.
I was just watching.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
watch them.
yep.
Okay. So yeah, we'll now like that. So they're like, you see the adder trying to like get away. You see the 2 eagles in pursuit. We'll flip back over to, and you guys are just like kind of like just circling around the area, kind of like on the outskirts type thing, or like what's your pattern of flight?
I'm not sure now
Yeah.
if we want to just like sit and watch what's going on, or if we want to still circle around.
Yeah, I was gonna keep circling, like keep moving, and then be close enough to be able to reach Ronnie, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no.
a yeah. You should stay a bit
in a few
closer.
seconds, hopefully.
Okay. So Herbie is kind of like moving about, but trying to stay close if Ronnie needs help. And the other 2, what are you guys doing?
I think I might just.
So
Yeah, you go, Apple.
no. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Basically, I was just gonna like follow any kind of extra traffic like around and then loop back at some point and just kind of stay like in with other ships if that's a possibility.
So you want to mingle kind of like with the other ships that are coming
Yeah,
and going?
and then at some
Okay.
point just turn back when I'm too far away and loop back around, and just
Okay.
kind of going like a backwards and forward.
Right, but generally in and around the other kind of like people in around the nav
Yeah,
beacon, like
yeah, trying to
the trade
mingle.
the trade kind of ships that are coming and going.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll
I'll just sort of, like, sort of stay put, like, away from the beacon. Just sort of sit still, hover about.
Right. Hover about. So like purposely staying close, not really
Not too
more
close.
not like the other 2 where you're doing like a pattern, like you're moving around. You're actually trying to stay kind of like more stationary around the beacon, but just a little bit further away.
Yeah,
Is that kind of
just
the
further
idea?
away, so it doesn't look like I'm like I don't know. It doesn't look like I'm.
You're hovering. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't look like you're hovering, but
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and then we'll flip back over to Ronnie. As they're all kind of getting in position now, you feet attached to this thing, you start like tunk, 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 tunk around the side and get back around to where the doorway is. You see the hatch in front of you. What do you do? Are you muted? I
Yeah.
can't hear you.
Spidey looks like he's muted.
yeah,
It
I
looked
got
like
it.
he was talking.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to tell though because his face is covered as
Yeah,
well.
I could just see like these bits moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will kind of approach the door and see if there's like an access panel or somewhere I can jack in to try to access the door, because I don't think it's just going to open because I want it to.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the specs that you've reviewed multiple times, you very quickly find the panel to the side of the door that you know that you need to hack and jack into. So that's your plan, is basically you're going to try and override the lock and get the door open.
Yep.
Okay. So so are you just going to go straight for the hack, or are you going to do anything before you go for the hack?
I might, before I try to open the door, I might see if I can disable, if it has any security measures on it, I might try to disable those first.
Okay, roll me a security check.
Ooh, not as good as my hack, but 5 plus 2. Would that be minus the 1 because of the spacesuit?
Yeah, exactly. Minus the
Okay,
one
so
because of the
6.
spacesuit. So you get a 6. Yeah, you kind of like look it over and you're like, looks fine.
Okay. I will go right in. I'll go right in to open the door
Okay, so do your hack check now. So your computers.
as I throw that die on the floor. Oh, I should have grabbed that die.
What'd you
2 plus
roll?
4, 6.
Another 6. Okay. You do like you try and like hack it, and the system, like you see the panel on the system kind of like go invalid access, and then you see what looks like a please enter valid credentials, and a 60-second timer starts counting down.
Oh shit. I will try
Blow it
again. Just put a charge on the door. Yeah, I'll try it again.
Okay, go for it.
Ooh, 6 plus 4, 10.
A 10.
Oh, I guess, sorry,
All
6
right.
plus, it'd be 9 because of the spacesuit.
9. Okay, 9. Okay, but yeah, so you were like, oh shit, you like try again. And then the kind of like the timer's going down. You get to about like 14 seconds, and you manage to crack the system, and the timer stops, and then it resets, and then the door you hear the clunk. Like you don't hear it because you're in space, but you feel with your hands against the door the feel of like something moving, right? A clunk of something moving within the door, and you get the sense that that's the bolt lock disengaging.
Cool.
But there's a big wheel turn thing to open the door and all that kind of stuff.
Cool. I'll shoot a message to the rest of the Sledge crew and let them know that I'm in. And I'll crank the door open and poke my head in and see what's up.
All right. Yeah. So you turn the wheel, the door opens, and it opens out, right? And you have to kind of like get out of the way of the door as it opens. And then inside, it is pitch black inside, but you do see the glinting of the lights, like of the computer, lights kind of blinking around the outside, and then what looks like that pillar in the center, and there's definitely some like glinting lights and stuff on there as well. You do know from the specs and stuff, right? Like if you can get to the console, you can like activate the maintenance mode and turn on the lights and everything inside.
Cool. I will flick on. I'm assuming the spacesuits have some sort of flashlight.
Yeah, on the side of the
Yeah.
head there'll be two lights that you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll flick those on just so I can see the floor a little bit better. Give it a quick look around, see if I can see any obvious, like laser grid. I'll blow a handful of powder out of a makeup compact
Okay, yeah. Give me a I think it's perception in this game. Yeah, give me a perception check. But you get the minus like it's the so I'll give you it's a -1 for the spacesuit, and then it's another -1 because it's dark and hard to
Okay.
look around at this point. So you get a -2 on your roll.
Well, that's probably because what's my perception? Yeah, that is a 1 total. Because 2 minus 2 plus 1.
Yeah, it's really hard to see. It's super dark in here. You are flashing like as you look around with the flashlights on the side of your head. You are making out all the things that are going on, right? Like you don't see anything out of the ordinary based on this first glance, but you do see that the console is kind of like on the pillar in front of you.
Cool. Yeah, if I don't really see anything wrong, I'm just gonna walk on in, try to get to that console as quick as possible. Quick in and out
All right,
job.
so yeah, so you kind of like push forward to basically click onto the pillar in front of you. Are you leaving the door open? Are you doing anything behind you?
I'll pull it mostly closed, but I won't latch it.
Okay. So it's kind of like just half open.
Yeah,
Like-
just to
like a
make
little-
it look
like a
a little more
little gap.
closed from the outside. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so you kind of like turn around and pull that in, try and put it at the right spot. Then now it's really
Yeah.
dark in here because not any light from the sun is coming in anymore, and all you've got is the light from your headlamps and the little glittering lights from the computers, and you push off towards the center console. As he does so, outside, the three of you kind of doing your thing. All of a sudden, the two eagles open up fire on the adder, and they're both firing, and you see that the shields on the adder start to flicker. And the adder trying to like it's flying erratically, trying to get away.
Would my scanners pick up if they put out a distress call, or would that go like straight to
You would,
security?
yeah, like if somebody puts out, just like if you were to like call a distress beacon, like ships are outfitted with like, like call system security, kind of like distress stuff as well. The person flying the ship needs to activate it, but it would go out and like it would be hard, like you wouldn't be able to intercept that,
But I would.
unless they were trying to communicate with you.
Okay.
Like you wouldn't, like there wouldn't be an obvious way unless you had specialized equipment. There
Okay,
wouldn't be an
right.
obvious way to kind of like detect if they're like talking to system security. Yeah.
But we'll know as and when the distress signal does go out, won't we? Because we'll.
No,
get
you
it
wouldn't
too.
like unless you like have hacked into
No?
their ship in some way. Like you wouldn't know that they're
Is it
like
not
who they're
like a
talking
generic-
to.
No, it must go
Oh,
straight.
I thought when they
to
sent out
system
a
security.
distress signal, we'd like everybody in the area would get it. Okay.
Oh
I
well,
see.
sorry, I see what you're saying now. Like yeah, if they put like out like just a general distress call for like anybody in the area to come help, then yeah, you would definitely
there's
pick
a
up on that.
difference.
But if they were like just calling for help from, it's like making a 911 call basically, right?
Okay, gotcha.
Saying right, like if they're doing that, then you wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do we just let them get shot? So I think, yeah.
Yeah.
All the damage is done now. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to redirect my ship to be, I don't know, a little bit further away from the beacon
Okay.
in preparation for there to be security in the area. So I'm still gonna be close, but I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah.
Pretty much still not doing anything.
Yeah, I might just distance myself from like the fight going on. Just like, all right, I'm like getting out of this area.
I'm still just gonna go up and down, like
Yeah.
just mingling.
Following the rest of the
Mingling. Okay, so yeah, you guys are all just still acting normal.
Yeah.
Like as the fight breaks out, you do notice that almost like like a school of fish and that feel a shark coming in, right? Like you see all the ships kind of like, move in that motion of like, oh, and kind of like everybody kind of moving away from the attack that's happening. You see a bunch of people that were like doing normal business or whatever. Like there's a lot of people now just trying to get the hell out of Dodge, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody's flying away. So yeah, back into, and like, yeah, the weapons fire, right? You see the ship shields on the adder like starting to flash, taking more and more damage. Head back into the navigation beacon, and you have managed to float kind of like across the open space. It's not that far, right? You managed to float across the open space and kind of like get to the panel, and you know, you now have access to the panel on the pillar in the middle, and your lights are, you know, flashing around. You can kind of make out the controls things, but it's definitely hard to see in the darkness.
Cool. Yeah. So I think that's going to be my first kind of focus, is try to get the lights on, just so I can, like, because I'm going to have to install this thing. So I'm going to need to be able to see to plug it in. So yeah, I'm just going to try to boot up the console, see if I can get in there and fire up some lights.
Okay. Yeah, so give me a computer check as you're going through and trying to like activate maintenance mode so that you can activate the lights and everything.
6 + 3, 9.
6 or 3 9. Was that including the -1 for messing with
Yes.
the spacesuit?
Yeah, I have a +4 to computers, so.
Ah, nice. All right, so yeah, you managed to like hook in and flip on maintenance mode, and then yeah, all of a sudden, all of the lights in the place start to like all around the outside. The lights light up, and you also kind of like pick up a I don't know. Space sound is a hard thing to pick up in space.
Vibrations through the floor, maybe.
Vibrations, but yeah, like you kind of like. Well, actually, it'd be easier to just yeah, the monitor in front of you, as everything boots up, it like basically asks for you know, enter in your maintenance code. You've activated maintenance mode, and it's like, please enter in your maintenance code.
Cool. I will try to hack that as well.
Okay.
10 + 3, 13.
13. All right. So you yeah, you gain access to the system. All of the like the screens and everything flip over to showing like the status of the internal system, and with that roll, it was a total of 14.
13 because of the suit.
13. That's a pretty amazing roll. So I will say, as you're kind of like activating the system, you do notice what looks like a little kind of like indicator light that's blinking in the bottom corner of the maintenance mode. You zoom in on it, and you do notice that it looks like there was like a silent alarm triggered when the door opened.
Okay. Can
and
I
as you do that as well, you also kind of like see, as everything lights up, there is kind of like, you spot with your eyes around the side of the pillar some movement, like and a bit of a vibration in the in the thing.
All right. Can I try to disable that somehow? See if I can, you know, I'm sure there's some sort of like, oh, I accidentally opened the door by accident code I might be able to put in.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, give me a security roll for this one.
Cool. 4 + 1, 5.
5. You that's enough for you to realize that yeah, basically that's what's happened. Is you've opened the door, you've come in, you've entered, you've activated maintenance mode, but the when you had trouble getting the door open in the first place, there now seems to be a bit of a countdown, or like a silent alarm mode that was activated inside, and there's a countdown, like it hasn't called out yet. But if the proper procedure to override that isn't undertaken, then after a certain amount of time, it will send out a signal saying that there's unauthorized access to the door. And as that happens, you now see that track in the specs that you weren't quite sure what it was all about. It seems like Lata might have been right about the possibilities there, where all of a sudden what looks like a chain gun comes rolling around the side, and it goes, and it's like pointing like right at you, and the wheel of the chain gun starts to like rotate, and you get like a, the system kind of go, please enter in valid access, like valid, blah 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 code or whatever. And but the gun is already spinning, and it's kind of like moving around on a track. You can, if you wanted to, try and like move around to kind of like keep the pillar between it and you, or whatever you wanted to do. But as that happens, we're going to drop back out to the people outside, and you've got the adder that's been attacked. The shields drop on the adder, and then the ships start to like beat into the hull of the ship. And as that happens, all of a sudden you notice that like the cargo hold on the ship opens, and a whole bunch of cargo just starts spilling out from underneath. The guy's ship, like he comes to a full stop, and all this cargo starts just like spewing out of his cargo hold, ejected into space. And the two ships stop firing and kind of like start circling, kind of like around. And one of them opens up a scoop and is kind of go to like start picking up stuff. And as that happens, and you see like the cargo stop kind of like falling out of the ship, the other one opens fire again and starts destroying the adder.
Sad. It's not my problem.
Do you want to do anything?
No.
Do we go get the cargo?
No, I don't want to take them on. It's not worth it.
Okay. I'll
Because I want the money from this job.
yeah, just gonna continue continue doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So then we go back to poor Ronnie, who is now looking down the business end of a chain gun, as it rotates around the side and is kind of like facing towards you. The thing is spinning. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna double down on trying to get through these security protocols. I think just avoiding it's gonna lead to more trouble. So he might
Lead to a lot of holes in your suit.
Well, you know, he's been in a couple combat zones. He's doing like the whole like Mission Impossible, like sweating in the suit, like breathing heavy, like typing on the keyboard, like looking over his shoulder at like the chain gun spinning up. He's gonna see if he can beat the countdown.
All right, so you go for it. You go for the override. Give me a hacking roll, and give me the most important hacking roll of your life.
So computer or security?
This will be security. You're overriding the lockdown.
Oh no. That would be a 1.
Have you got any karma that can, like karma abilities?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend the karma to reroll the 1.
Natural 1. That's right. Yeah, you can reroll natural 1s with a karma. Like, spend 1 karma to reroll a natural 1.
Yep, that's the time to do it. Okay.
All right, go for it. I forgot. Yeah.
7. My security is +2, so +1. So that's 8.
An 8. Okay. So you managed to you work your way into the system. You see the countdown. You see that you've got looks like the silent alarm has like a 5-minute countdown going left in the countdown timer. So you now know for sure that you have 5 minutes before an automated signal is gonna like be sent off that something has gone on. As you enter into the system, you see oh shit, there's like a whole. There's like a way to do this, a way to like shut this down, but you're not privy to that particular knowledge. Sadly, that procedure wasn't in the information that you guys got a hold of. You also realize very quickly that this gun, like this setup, is also like there was nothing about this in the specs that you got. So this must have been some kind of an upgrade that's happened recently to this system, right? As you realize this, there's a procedure that you need to figure out how to shut this thing down before 5 minutes runs out. And I'm going to say you need to give me your choice, culture and law or tactics.
My tactics is a lot better than my culture and law, so I'm going to do that. Is this also with the -1 from the suit?
No, this is using your brain, your brain power. So no.
Okay.
Perfect. 7 + 3, so 10.
10. Okay, so yeah, you're like, okay, I think like you're looking at the system and you're like, okay, I think I know what I got to do to turn this thing off. It's gonna take a couple of steps. You also realize with that roll that that this gun is probably going to take a couple of shots at you while you try to do this. It's in like automated mode at the moment, so you might need to kind of like this gives you a bit of a preemptive, like, oh shit, maybe I need to stop being within range like of it, and I need to kind of like find a way to get back to this console while it's not, you know, shooting at me, and unlock this thing. So what would you like to do?
So I think the best play then would be to try to break line of sight with it, try to get around the pillar and see if it'll swivel around to the other side, and then quickly run over back to the console to try to type in what I need to do.
Right. Yes, give me an athletics roll as you move around the other side of the console.
Oh, I'll athletics in a spacesuit.
Yeah, so -1 on that.
That is a 6. Just a straight 6 because my athletics is only +1. So.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to pull around around the other side, and I am looking at and this thing actually takes a shot at you as you move around. What is let me see here. So what's your dodge?
3.
Oh, nice. Just so you know, you needed, so it was 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and I rolled a 6 for the gun total, and you needed an 8. Like if it got 8 or less, it would miss. So it was 2 off from hitting you. As you kind of like moved around the side of the thing, the gun kind of like fires, and you can tell actually as it does this, it is like with that tactics roll that you did earlier was good enough for you to see, like it is purposely avoiding shooting at the pillar, right? It is set up so that when it's trying to fire you, it does hit obviously some of the machinery on the other side, but that does actually, as it does it, you realize that the outside is shielded, so it hits a shield and does no damage to the actual navigation beacon, but the pillar on the middle, it appears to obviously be trying to avoid hitting that. So you move around to the other side and back out into space, and we see this poor little adder basically explode in a blaze of glory.
Why did I laugh?
And cargo kind of like trickling off into space, and the 2 ships scooping it up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys still do nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's gone now, isn't he? What can we do at this point?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And I don't think a bit of cargo is worth more than
go and say some words. I didn't know him.
$450,000. Credits.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys are all watching this, so I think between the 3 of you, I'm not going to make you all roll for it, but like basically checking your scanners and stuff as this all goes down, one of the 3 of you will notice and then could tell the others that there was an escape pod that looks like it flew away from the explosion.
Go finish them off.
Do we need to be invested in these?
Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm just saying that there's an escape pod that is now flying away from the debris
Take them
field.
hostage.
Would the escape pod have capabilities to like do a 911 call essentially?
Well, you would know, and actually you would now pick up basically a constant escape pod, like general distress call from the escape pod.
We gotta go kill him.
Oh, we could pick him up though.
Or kill
We
him.
have another team member.
Like he's not gonna put up a
No.
fight though, is he?
And all
It's
our
an
money
escape
split
pod.
5 ways.
Like it's just probably one bullet, you know, one shot, one little volley, and then boom, just a red mist.
All right, you can do that.
All right.
You do you, man.
I
You do you.
hate to do it. I hate to do it, but I'll do it. Like for the team, I will kill an innocent civilian that is completely defenseless for the team.
And not any of our business.
So are you chasing the escape pod with the intent to destroy it? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. What the hell?
you can't back down from a fight.
That's true. Well,
It wasn't even your
It's
fight.
not even your fight.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm committed. So
Can-
the bastards
All right.
die.
Can you attach a
So you need to
sledgehammer
roll
to
me
your
a
ship?
pursuit.
Anything is a sledgehammer if you swing it hard enough.
Yeah, like
Like
a
a
ship-sized sledgehammer.
Yeah. That's on like some kind of gyroscope, so I can just like
Yeah.
smack in the.
It'll
Could
look
an
like a
engineer
battle
build
bot.
that?
Okay. I just have to say,
Yeah, like
that
robot
now
wars.
that Lyric has fully embraced and endorsed the sledgehammer motif with that comment, it is now fully canonized. The sledgehammer is like
Sledge
your
ship,
guys'
just
symbol.
writing that down.
It's amazing. But yes, so you need to make a pursuit roll, please, to try and catch this
okay.
thing.
Right.
So
His own vehicle.
defense.
Uh,
Pursuit core. Okay. Yeah. Basically, if you can catch up with it and fire, so give me a pursuit score. You need an 8 or better on your pursuit to catch up with it. They are small, fast, and agile, so they're difficult to catch. But once you catch them, they're not hard to destroy.
okay.
Trying to make
Is
friends with
pursuit
the
in
pirates.
vehicle?
Yeah, what does he have to actually roll? There's nothing.
Oh, so it's on your spaceship sheet. There should be a
Oh,
pursuit in the top.
spaceship seat. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're in a spaceship, right?
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah. I was looking for vehicle though. I was
running on
looking
foot.
inside a vehicle.
Jogging.
Yeah, it's underneath initiative on your spaceship.
On your spaceship
Okay.
sheet. Say that 3
My
times.
spaceship sheet. Spaceship sheet. Spaceship sheet. Spaceship sheet. Yeah, get screwed in this. So I don't know how to roll this. Am I being very dumb? Like
Well, you
I
just
see
roll
where
it.
it
You
is,
roll a
but-
You go and
roll
do
a
this.
d10 and add your pursuit
Oh, okay.
number to
Gotcha.
it.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. Right. I'm sorry. I'm useless with this. Boom. Why? Oh, skill note. Okay.
Oh, you come rolling up on it and you open up fire and it just misses it as this
No!
flies off.
Bastard civilian.
As you do this, the pirates look like they were picking up cargo, and one of the two break off from the cargo. The other one is still picking up cargo, and it kind of like flies around and starts giving you chase, Wanky.
Me?
Yep.
Okay.
What are they thinking? Right now?
Yeah, like
This random guy has come and just a target. Where he escaped from.
Anyhow, so yeah, that's happened. We're gonna. Do the other two of you want to do anything while this is going down, or are you just watching
Yep.
this amazing display unfold?
yeah, just watching it.
All right, back into the navigation beacon. You are now playing whack-a-mole with a very large spinning turret chain gun. What do you do?
Has it swiveled around to the other side of the pillar?
it's swiveling around to try and it's following you around. Yep, totally.
Cool. Then I'll try to dart back and try to put in as much of the code as I can to disable the silent alarm.
Okay, give me an athletics roll as you move around, trying to keep it between the pillar between you and it, and get back to the console.
It's an 8 for athletics.
Okay. Okay, so you managed to keep it on the other side of you. It is, and you can hear it just like spinning and whirling. You've got a moment to try and punch in part of the security code. So give me, at this point, we will say it is a hacking attempt.
Cool.
Give me a hacking attempt to try and override this now that you know what to do.
That's a 1. I'm going to re-roll that one. Just spend another karma. What else am I going to spend it on? There's editing my sheet. Okay, let's try that again. Ooh, 9 plus 3, 12.
12. Okay, that will be considered one success. You need 3 successes before you get 2 failures. to override this. So that's one success. And basically you're basically trying to keep yourself away from it, right? So we're going to do a bit of a back and forth here where you maneuver around while it's trying to get on you. So this will be like athletics to see if you can keep it between you. And if you fail the athletics, then it's going to get a shot at you, where you have to try and dodge it, and then you'll get another attempt at the lock. So
Cool.
roll me an athletics check.
Straight 8.
Straight 8. Okay, that's enough to kind of again keep you between the two sides. Go ahead and give me that hacking roll.
Just making sure to keep my karma up to date. 3 + 3, 6.
It's a 6. That's a failure. So that's one success and one failure. Give me one more athletics check as you try to avoid getting shot.
9.
9. Okay, you managed to keep out of it. You're playing this dance as you're going around the pillar, and it's just rolling around on you, trying to keep up with you. Give me another hacking check.
I imagine you're just running around a circular platform, pressing one key as you go past. Every time, just like...
10 + 3, 13.
13. That is 2 successes and 1 failure. So we're now at the point where you need it's a 50-50 chance, or not 50, but basically like if you get a failure or you get a success, it's come down to the final. So give me another athletics check to
Ooh, I think it got me that time. That's 2.
avoid. 2 plus. Is that a total of 2?
Yep, total of 2.
Total of 2. Okay, I'm gonna roll for its shooty at you. Oh, you're so freaking lucky. It misses. I rolled a 2 as well on my die. Plus its bonus is not enough to hit you. So it comes rolling around. Give me one more hacking check as you try and shut this thing down.
9 + 3, 12.
You managed to break through the security lock and override the 5-minute countdown that was now at like, say, 1 minute or so, kind of like from sending out the distress signal. As you do so, the little blinky light in the corner shuts down, and the turret gun that's been rolling around on this track trying to get a line on you, the whole thing goes boom, and stops in place.
Nice.
Cool. Back out in space.
Oh, Jesus.
Just so you know, if that thing hit you, it has 2d10 damage plus 6d10 burst.
Oh no.
Could Spidey have feasibly died in there? Like quite easily?
He could have he very much could have died in there.
So I right now I have a total of 29 endurance.
We wouldn't have even known.
No, you wouldn't have.
Because he can't even talk to you.
I've been circling like, geez, he's in there all right, like a week later.
So as this is going down, so there's an eagle that's now in pursuit of Wanky. As he gets close enough to you. So one, what are you doing? Are you trying to shoot the pod again, or what are you doing?
Now, a clever thing to do would probably be to break off at this point and hope that he goes for the pod, or maybe wants to capture the guy and doesn't want him dead. But I now have a personal grievance with this poor civilian who's just trying to survive and would like to try and kill him. And so I'm gonna roll again to try and blast the bejesus out of him.
All right, roll your pursuit check.
Okay.
You lock on and you fire your guns, and the pod explodes.
What have I done?
And all three of you see.
I'm pretending to
general
care.
distress.
I did.
Stop pinging.
Good.
Sorted.
That's my goal.
At the same time as this happens, your ship, Wanky, tells you that you are being scanned.
Okay. Can I buy the pirate?
The pirate is now on your 6, and he's scanning you as you blow up the.
You could say this was your audition for their pirate gang.
I'm gonna roll with that.
Just open con. So, what you think?
Open, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's a genius idea. I'm gonna open up communications with them.
Oh,
Can I open up comms with them?
You sure can. What are you saying?
Hi.
Shy.
No, I'm gonna be like, oh, dealt with that nasty man for you. Oh, what do you think of my skills there, Mr. Pirate Man?
And there is a long pause, and then there's a long pause, and all of a sudden you hear a male voice just
Yeah.
burst out laughing. And when the person kind of like gets control of themselves, they're like, "You're more insane than we are. I had no idea what you were doing, but okay, you're just trying to help us out? Is that what you're telling me?"
I'm just gonna say welcome, and then like hang up and fly off, and like try to do a cool moment, and that's it.
Do a barrel roll. on your way out.
Yeah.
As this is happening, you like the two of you that are not involved in this situation, you actually see like him, like the eagle kind of like following him,
Yeah.
right? But then you see the other eagle finish picking up the cargo, and it breaks off and starts flying out away from the system. And then the other eagle that's following Wanky just breaks off of Wanky and kind of falls in line with the with the other those two of them. So then they're kind of like moving away from the system. And you and Wanky, you're close enough that you would hear I can't remember the term. It's like high wake detected, I think. Which basically means that they've engaged their supercruise drives and they're about to like launch out of the system or launch out of the area, right? Go into supercruise.
Okay.
I think it would be say low
Detected.
wake. It would actually say low wake detected because they're going into supercruise, not into hyperdrive. And so you can tell that they're leaving, right? They've got what they came for and they're leaving. And you
Gotcha.
definitely had an interesting exchange with that pirate. You would also know that when the ship scans you, they actually do kind of get some basic information about your ship. So
Uh-oh.
if this guy comes across you again, he would be able to identify you.
Might have an ally in some pirates because I murdered a civilian. There we go.
Don't-
Just the things you gotta do, I suppose.
Isn't there a way to pull people out of Super Cruise? Like if they were trying
Yes,
to
you
do
need
that.
to.
If they were trying to leave.
Yep, that's exactly what you. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your
Yeah,
thought.
so if they were trying to leave, Wanky could theoretically stop them and keep them here.
Yes. So if so, you don't need any special equipment for that. Basically, if you wanted to keep
Right.
them in place, you could do a pursuit check against one of the two of them and try and basically keep them engaged by
Okay.
not letting them leave.
Right.
That is one option. The
Just
other,
let you-
but you would also know that like
I'd very much like to know what you're
fighting
thinking,
words.
Boris.
Just to have another conversation. Just keep him here and just say that you weren't done with your
How are
conversation.
you?
Yeah, and then let him leave.
Okay.
You used my
Yeah,
last
no,
idea,
not,
so
I'm not gonna do that one. Yeah, that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was a great idea, but I feel like he'd just kill me.
Yeah.
all right. We'll do things sensibly.
all right. So the two of them, you see them go off into, there's a high wake or a low wake kind of like signature left behind. And let's go back inside the beautiful apparatus. What are you up to there?
So
Ronnie.
I think Ronnie takes probably 2-3 heartbeats, and breathes deeply, and I'm gonna walk around to the other side of the console and start installing this doodad.
Yeah, you would know how dangerous that device was.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ronnie's been shot at a couple times, but he's not ever been shot at by something that large.
Yeah, it was massive. So yeah, you go around and so just give me. You've gone over these plans. You know the installation procedure. It's not very difficult to do this. So go ahead and give me a your basic hacking, like your computer skill. I'm lowering the difficulty on this because you are very familiar with the installation
Cool.
procedures.
4 plus 3, whatever that is, 7,
Seven,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, more than enough. You managed to like put it in place and go through the procedures and kind of like get it all online. And you've followed kind of like the directions to the T, and you feel like it's been installed properly.
Cool. Do I have to do anything at the
As you
console?
finish up, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, do I have to do anything at the console, or is that included in that kind of, it's installed properly? It's
Yeah, I'll say that it's
broadcasting?
like that action got it installed, and you know that like you can't. Yeah, one thing you could do at the console is just like run through a diagnostic to verify that everything looks functional and that there's like no kind of obvious kind of like you could do a diagnostics check, and then if you wanted to make sure that there was no like fingerprints left behind you, you could try and also erase that stuff from the console.
Yeah, I think that's worth doing. Just kind of tie everything up with a neat bow.
Tie everything up with a neat bow. Okay, so you move around to the console again. You're getting ready to check things over. As we pop up out into space, the three of you kind of like now, or I guess for sure, Herbie and Loda, you guys are just kind of like doo-dee-doo, nothing to see here, just floating around. And Wanky, I'm assuming that you've now kind of like rolled back into the fold, and what are you up
Yeah,
to?
like my windscreen wipers are just getting the blood off after going through that, and then I'm just going back in. Yeah.
Okay. The three of you all of a sudden see a signature like pop up on like 7 kilometer out distance, and 3 ships appear in the system. They're far out and they're flying very quickly in towards the center. At this distance, you can't quite scan them yet, but there's 3 ships that have just appeared and are flying directly in towards the kind of like where the massive ships are. There's a lot less ships here as well now because a bunch of them took off when the battle broke out, but there's still probably about 10 or so ships, not including yourselves, from like the 30 that there were here before. Is there anything you would
Okay.
like to do?
I think we've got to intercept those ships. I think they're the security coming back from our pirates.
Well, I don't want to go too far from.
No, I think
Because
probably-
maybe we can pull this off even with them patrolling.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you picking Rocket Man back up.
He can just
I can
leap.
create further distraction.
If he just leaps out when he's done, and he can just float,
Float away, yeah,
and
float
then,
for a
and
while.
then we'll catch.
And then hopefully he doesn't get hit by another ship.
Yeah. It sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
Couldn't we put him in the fuel scoop? Would he be safe in that? Just like scoop him up in there,
In the cargo scoop.
or the cargo? Actually, yeah, why not use that one? Actually,
Okay, yeah.
Well, if you want to go out closer to them, that's all right.
Maybe if Wanky wants to create some kind of distraction.
yeah,
I mean,
that's cool.
I
with
mean
me.
the
Do we want to wait and make sure it's them? But I'm happy to do it anyway. Like,
You can, I guess, just dawdle off in their direction.
yeah. So-
yeah.
You could,
Okay.
You could tell them all about the pirates and what they did, including shooting
Yeah.
that man.
Don't tell
be
him
that
you
one
shot.
kill the
person.
civilian.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
tell
be
him
that one
you shot
person
the
at like
civilian.
a car crash that waits around for the police to show
Yeah.
up to give their report, but like
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
talks
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
saw like a look of fear in the guy's eyes as he rear-ended that guy.
Yeah, I might try and do that. That would be a good distraction. I want my secondary distraction, or the first thing that popped into my head, was to start shooting in random directions, saying my weapons malfunctioned.
no.
But that makes better sense. So let's go with that one. I'll try and like hold them to me. Talk about
Yeah,
this
because I've already
situation that's just
talked to
unfolded.
them, so I don't really want to talk to them again.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay
Okay.
close to the beacon, but not so close that it's suspicious.
All right. So Wanky, you're gonna fly off towards this incoming group, and
Yep.
then try and
Yep.
open up comms with them when you get within range.
Yep.
Is that the plan?
That is the
Okay,
plan.
It's just some random
so you
people.
fly up towards them, and you see the 3 ships coming in, and it is a group of Vipers as well. And yeah, like as you approach, now you're within range. You can do a quick scan, and they do register as system security. Do you want to open up comms?
Yes. Yeah, I want to open up comms.
What do you do? What
Have
do
I
you
done
say?
that? Okay, right. Hello, officers. Hello. Oh. That's my panicked voice. If you're wondering what
It's like, citizen, what is the nature of your emergency?
I have witnessed a murder. Not by
A
me.
murder.
Yeah. I didn't
Did you say
commit the
by you?
murder. I witnessed. No, not by me. I witnessed the murder. It was a murder by others. An unmurder by me. Another murder.
Okay, give me a bluff check, please.
Oh, God. I'm glad my bluff is actually kind of good. Oh, what? Okay.
So they kind of like fly in up and around you, and you start to see that your ship is being scanned once again. And but then they open up a conversation with you, kind of like, now, okay, please explain to me what you saw. Like they look around, they don't see any, like there's no battle currently going on, right? So they engage with you. Two of them stay with you, and one of the Vipers actually breaks off and starts to head over to where the debris field is, right? You can tell that they've realized that there is a debris field, and it's gone over there to kind of like check that out. And while this is happening, we're gonna go jump back in. Ronnie, what's your course? So you're trying to basically kind of like do a diagnostic and then kind of like wipe any presence, right? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So just give me a computer roll as you kind of like work this up.
13.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you are very easily now able to kind of like work through the system, and you can verify that the new module is online. And as you look through the system though too, it actually is registering as like a standard module that's just like a standard upgrade module for a nav beacon, right? It's not registering as anything nefarious from what you can tell.
Cool.
And yeah, you're able to kind of like you can easily wipe any evidence at this point of like the tripped alarm, any failed attempts that you've had, right? Like you have the ability to kind of like wipe that out now.
Nice.
So anything else you would like to do before what would you like to do next?
Power down lights, head out, lock up on the way out.
All right. Yeah, so you're going through the motions of like, okay, maintenance mode over, and then get yourself out, and then close the door behind you and lock it, right?
Yep.
I will point you to the chat just because Charlie 9 is trying to be helpful. I don't know if you want to do that.
Pick up the bullets. Is there evidence of the gun firing in here? Like, is there casings kicking around, or?
Would you like to do a survey of the place before you leave?
Yeah, before I turn out
give
the
me a
lights,
perception check.
I'll look around.
Yeah, give me a perception check. You don't get the -2 because the lights and everything are still on, but you do get the -1 for kind of like bulky spacesuit.
That is a straight 8.
Straight 8. You do manage to collect a couple of casings. You think you got them all.
Cool. Yeah, then I'll shut down the lights, head out.
Because it
lock
was
up.
definitely a kinetic weapon. So
Yeah, so it would have casings. Hopefully no one checks the actual ammunition count in it, because I don't have any bullets to replace it, but, yeah, cool. Head out, lock it, and we'll radio the
you head
team.
out and lock it. And you look around, and there's like no, like you don't see, obvious at first glance, you don't see anybody around. But you are able to use your comms again.
Cool. Yeah, we'll pop open the comms. Yeah, it's all good. Easy as pie.
All right.
Sorry, space pie.
Space pie.
Space pie. Easy as space pie. So yeah, you hear that. You got all 3 of you would hear this.
Yeah.
Unless Wanky, you had the forethought to turn off communication with your team while you're having a conversation with the cops.
I am not that smart.
But yeah, no, you don't have to worry about that. I was just being an ass. You would be a direct line to you. They can't pick up on it. Okay, so yeah, you hear this.
I want to know how far away the security are, and if they are tied up enough, me to just swoop in pick up Ronnie and leave without them knowing.
Give me a tactics roll, please.
I think I've used that yet. Oh, I'm bare minimum. But still rolled all right.
Yep. Seems like you've got time. They seem to be tied up.
All right. Well, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Once I've confirmed with Ronnie that it's ready for that.
Yep. Good
All
for
right.
pick
So
up.
you kind of like move it into position, and then Ronnie, you're gonna try and kind of like leap through the open access door as he lines up with you.
Yep. Unless he wants to open
And
up
you,
his
and you
cargo
guys are
hatch,
trying to do
but-
this quick enough that like you're hoping that he can get in and you can get off and nobody notices that you were even by the beacon. Is that the
Yeah.
plan?
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna.
Then I would like. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna swoop over to Wanky and see if I can help distract the space police.
Are you going to go with the fire weapons everywhere plan?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hang out, pretend I'm like trying to get Wanky to hurry up and come with us, or come with me.
Hell, so that
Okay,
he doesn't get
so yeah.
arrested this time.
So you kind of like fly over to
I'm
Wanky.
willing.
Do you open comms with the security as well, or
No, I'm just hanging out.
okay? They do then. Like one of them opens comms with you and kind of like, "Hello, citizen. Please state your business. We are currently in an interrogation. Do you have any reason for coming over here?"
Oh, and this is one of my crew members. He's holding up my trade thing situation, my trade job.
Yeah.
He's meant to be following me, but he's
Gotcha.
got
So-
stuck behind. I don't know what he's doing.
All right. So you need to give me a bluff check now. And while you're doing that, I need Wanky. Sorry,
Yep.
not Wanky. Herbie. Herbie, you give me a spaceship piloting check, and Ronnie, you're going to give me an athletics check. Just roll them, and then keep the numbers,
Where's my-
and then we'll resolve that in a minute.
Disregard that roll.
Lotta.
Spend the karma.
Spend the
Reroll.
karma. Where's my karma?
Oh, it's a
There.
one, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Roll. Great. Totally worth it.
Oh, yep.
Totally. So yeah, as you open up comms, or as they open up comms with you and you start talking with them, you're definitely starting to get the feeling that like, all right, ma'am, please cut your engines, and we need to scan your ship as well.
Yeah, of
You're going to
course.
need to collaborate your friend's story. And they also say at this time we very much like you to cut off communication with your crewmate.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. If anything, yeah,
I wouldn't.
I'm complying.
All right. What was the result of the athletics and spaceship piloting?
I rolled that in.
Whew.
An 11. Okay.
Hopefully that makes up for my 5. 5's not bad.
All right.
but-
So, yeah, it's another situation where you're coming in hot, but his piloting, he's able to kind of line it up so that you do manage to kind of sort of line up with the door, but you do collide with the door as you enter, and you take another point of endurance damage as you kind of like bounce off one of the sides and fall inside. The door shuts behind you, and you are inside.
Cool. A little battered, a little bruised, but
Little
no bullet
battered, a little
holes.
bruised, but you made it in. It's a good thing that he had such a good spatial piloting roll on that. Meanwhile, so yeah, you're now back in the ship. You got I don't know what your plan is, but Lotta and Wanky, the two of you are now being just talked to separately by two different security personnel. And so Lotta, one is asking you, so explain the situation to me, please.
So I was heading to our trade pickup, and this man, my crew member, was supposed to be following me, but I realized that he wasn't, and I turned around, and this is where he is, talking to you guys.
Do you have any knowledge of what he was doing before you realized he was missing?
No, I was just on my way. Noticed he wasn't with me.
All right, so give me one more bluff check at this point. And Wanky, you're also having a conversation with this police officer who has scanned you, and also a lot of your ship is being scanned as well now. And he's like, okay, so like I've got your statement as to what happened here. We do see I have confirmation of the debris field. Can you please tell me who the person in the ship is and what their relationship is with you?
It's
The one who's just arrived?
Yep.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah. All right. I won't screw us over here. Never known her. No. Right. So, I've been running with her crew for a bit, doing some trading. It's boring. Let me tell you, it's boring. There's that. So, yeah. Just boring old trade.
Give me one more bluff check.
Why is that so
Good job.
convincing?
It's the last.
So at
the
this
last
point-
year we sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
at
you.
this point,
Yeah.
You both hear kind of individually from different people. One person says, okay, your story seems to check out, at least at this point. We will need you both to come check in at system security before the end of the day and make a formal report. And then one talking to you a lot is like, your friend witnessed a pirate attack and we need him to submit a full report.
Okay.
We expect you both to comply and arrive at system security station before the end of the day to file the report. Do you understand?
Yeah, I didn't see any pirate attacks. Do I have to?
That's fine, but we need your statement. We need your statement as far as the actions of your crew member, as much as you know.
Okay, great.
I mean,
Sure.
who really knows when it's the end of the day, though? It's always dark and like,
We are
who
at
knows?
the sun.
That could be any
Universal
time.
Standard Time.
Like, it could be. I work on
Galactic
space
Standard Time.
daylight savings, so I get an extra hour.
And the officer, he chuckles a little bit at your statement, but then he's like, yeah, you know what time it is. We're all on the same clock. We expect to see you there before the end of the day.
All right.
Okay.
Either that
Yes,
or warrants
officer.
will be issued for your arrest and bounties may be issued against you.
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
Jeez. Yeah.
And the two of them break off and they meet up with their third friend and they start patrolling the area again. Meanwhile, I'm assuming that Herbie, you've kind of like pulled away now from the beacon.
I'm not going to just sit next to it. I just headed back to the traffic and
Yeah.
I'm waiting because I noticed the other two are sitting next to the security and I can't talk to them. They've rudely switched me off.
All right. So we'll open comms back up.
Yeah. You're free to carry on your way at this point. So
The security thing that we have to go to, where is that?
so it's actually at the main station. So it's actually
Cool.
at the same
That's where we're
station you guys
going.
just left. It's at the station where Conrad is. That's like the main kind of like hub of the system.
yellow,
So that's
probably.
where system security headquarters is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is everyone right to we'll head back, talk to Conrad, Wanky and I'll go put in a police report.
You have to go to the police station,
Yes.
but we don't want them knowing your names or like anywhere near this.
We
at
can
the
make up
time when it
fake
happened.
names. We could make up. Oh, actually, what we could do is just send Herbie and Ronnie in as us, and just say,
does that help?
like really confuse them, and then give them fake names and like moustaches. Genius. Like they're never gonna know.
Okay,
They're
And then they'll just be
investigating
so
but
confused.
they want to report for a pirate attack.
yeah, we just
Not
go.
anything to do with the nav beacon.
Yeah, we just the best lies
report
are
that,
based
oh
in
hey,
truth.
we're just reporting that we hacked the nav beacon.
Yep.
What would
Sorry,
the-
I didn't mean to cut you off, Lyric.
it's okay.
What were you saying?
I was just saying that the best lies are based in truth, so we should stick as closely to the truth as possible.
Leaving out the details that you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
What fake names are you going to use?
I'm just gonna use my actual name.
Wanky Doodle don't?
Yep. I was just gonna like change the start of every letter, like, and that was it. That was what I was gonna do.
So you're just going to leave like a...
Thank you, Woodle Wee.
Thank you.
So you're going to just go to the police thing and
Yeah.
then say exactly what happened apart from the whole... They fired the final shot on the
Yeah, yeah.
thing, not
Yeah.
Wanky.
And Wanky and I should probably go over the details of our story before
Yeah.
we go to the police.
Yeah.
I think this is a good place to wrap it up for the day.
Yeah.
You guys can collaborate on your story between sessions, and we will pick up basically with you guys like leaving the nav beacon and heading back to the station if that's where you want to go or
Yeah.
whatever. But we'll pick up from here next time.
Sounds good.
And yeah, you managed to pull that off. Good job.
Yeah, I'm surprised that
Yeah.
worked.
That was the most successful thing we've ever
Yeah,
done.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
the planning was not there. We changed plans.
Really good. Yeah, we did change plans like on the fly, but I think it was a good
Yeah.
Yep.
good idea.
Okay. So from
I
now
was
on, no
really worried
planning.
for Spidey when he was in there all alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
man.
thought he was genuinely dead.
I thought he might be rolling up a new character for the next session, but
It would have been a good time. You could
you
have
managed
just
to pull
played
off
that.
the good rolls at the right time.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
have just played that pirate that Apple talked to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that would have been
Sledge
perfect.
crew.
But yeah, you managed to squeak that one through. There was a couple of like pretty tense moments there, but yeah, you managed to squeak it out
Yeah.
right at the end.
Yep. Burn some karma.
Yeah, burn some karma. That's yeah. I forgot about that roll. I'm glad you remembered that, Spidey.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. No, it would not have been good.
Yeah, that karma saved your life. Literally saved your life.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's the end of today's session. I hope everybody watching enjoyed. We'll see you in a week, likely, and pick up where we left off. Do you have any
Sounds good.
final announcements, anyone?
No. We're doing it. Well, what time is it for you, Apple, when we start? It's 11
It
p.m.
is 11 p.m. Yeah.
p.m. on Saturday, BST. So you can work it out from that. It's on. Actually, great card that's coming up. Don't trust the end card. I mean,
Don't trust the end card.
might edit it while you're looking at it.
Nice.
Okay, but that's everything.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Cool.
See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.